Need a podcast, and they need your help. Can you make it onto the wheel? Rob and Akiva need a podcast. Yeah, they'll buy or sell your ideas. They'll talk about it till you got it, you bill. Every weekend, you better attend. You can guess what will be coming up next. Rob and Akiva need a podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Rob and Akiva need a podcast, episode number 233, Dating or Related. And I am elated, chuffed to bits even, to welcome back a guy whose references are never dated. It's Uncle Akiva Wienerkur.
Rob, I'm so psyched to be here.
Yes, well, this is going to be a big episode, highly anticipated episode of RHAP, when we are going to determine if some real life RHAP listeners are dating or related to each other.
But not both. We've already established beforehand.
Yes. Okay. So that for anybody who's thinking is a trick question, that has been ruled out as a possibility. And we are so excited to bring back with us a woman who's been a part of so much chaos here with all of these fun RHAP games that we've played. I got to see her a couple of months ago in person in Toronto. Please welcome back Karen from Canada. Karen, how are you?
Hi, Rob. Hi, Akiva. I am doing great. I am also very excited for this episode. Definitely felt like this is a bit of a passion project. I don't know why I was so excited about this. Maybe because I played Siblings Are Dating on Instagram, looking through that account and trying to challenge myself. It's very difficult, and trying to make this fun for you all.
Okay, well, I am so excited to get into this here today. So we're going to go through everything that you've put together. Akiva and I have no idea. Akiva and I will be competing today to see who knows the most about people that are either dating or related. Akiva, last time out, we were the Try Guys once again when we watched Twilight on 3X.
Yep. 5 Twilight movies on 3X, 2.5 each. Had a great time. Kirsten McGinnis gave like a 1-hour rebuttal afterwards that people said, we got a lot wrong. She had the correct stuff. But yeah, people seem to like the episode.
Okay, yeah, I heard from a lot of people. They thought it was a really fun episode. So happy that it was hitting for people. But today we've got another one of Karen's classic games to add to the collection. Karen, remind us, what were some of your other bangers that we've done before?
Oh, well, with Corey B, we did To Tell the Truth.
Yeah.
We did, I did the Among Us mailbag. We did Who's My Honey? What's my age again?
What's my age again? Yeah.
And What's in the Box?
Oh yeah, What's in the
There's
Box?
a couple others in there, but I feel like I've come back every time and had a lot of fun.
Good. Well, we appreciate all the work that you've put into this. Akiva, what was the genesis for dating or related?
I don't remember. KFC, was this an idea submitted by you? Like, was it your original idea?
I think it came from the mailbag, and we said if Karen is up for it.
Okay. So it was someone else suggested. I'll find their name, but I was thinking, Rob. So it's a game show. It's a sad game show week, right? Bob Barker died.
Hours before recording this, it got announced. It's been a tough week or tough month for some of my childhood faves, with first Pee Wee Herman, but Bob Barker was just my all-time favorite. And, we got to do the Price is Right game on RHAP, which was really a thrill for me, but so sad. He was such a big part of my childhood. And so I really am, a little heavy heart today.
For sure. And it should be said, he would have loathed this game. I don't think he would have been the right host for Dating Related if they did not beat it.
I don't know. He could have made it work.
Okay.
All right.
Star of Happy Gilmore also.
Star of Happy Gilmore, sure.
So Rob, if you want, we can get into this game. I believe Karen, who is, I will say, like, is it fair to say extremely organized, probably more so than almost anybody else I know. Has the whole day set out for us here. And I think we're even going to play a practice game first to see just how good we are at guessing if our listeners are either in a romantic relationship or if they are related. And I believe all related people today, if they are related, will be siblings specifically, not cousins or mom and dad or anything.
Great. Okay. Good to know.
I guess
Yeah,
mom and
okay.
dad is I don't know if that's not really related, but whatever.
Are your mom and dad related?
Yeah, I mean they're here in theory. I think they're more the first.
Yeah, I think
former than
mom
the
and
latter.
dad. I actually, Akiva, funnily enough, mom and dad start out as dating.
Yeah, okay, fine. So
Yeah.
I meant like mom and son.
I think a
but
mom and
it came
dad
out
would be
wrong.
a dating couple.
I guess. Yeah. All right. I'm already off
Mhm.
to a rockin' start here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, sometimes people would ask me if like my mom was my sister. I don't know if anyone would ask
What a flex
us
for
if we
mom.
were like
Mhm.
dating because she looked really young. But anyway, I have a quick question before we start the photos, okay? Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever been mistaken for like the nature of your relationship? Was it ever mistaken for the wrong type of relationship? Were you ever, has anyone ever mistaken you and your spouse as being siblings before?
Well, I was a parent very, very young. So certainly if I was pushing around a stroller while I was, like 23 years old or something, people wouldn't, and I looked, very young then. I think people definitely would assume that I wasn't it wasn't their parent, but also conversely, I have a sister. I'm 18 years older than. So I think I would like bring her over to like a friend's house for play dates, and the friend's parent would be like, basically, who are you? I'm like not old enough to be the dad, but you can't be siblings, right? You're 22 and she's 4. So
Yeah.
what about you, Rob?
But they didn't think that you were dating.
No, they never said we're dating. No.
No. So I would have to say that I don't think that anybody ever has mistaken me and the first lady of podcasting as being potentially brother and sister. But I have heard that that people would thought we could pass for related.
Okay. Akiva, if what do you think would be I mean, my first question is, would you feel embarrassed if that ever happened to you where someone thought your spouse was your sibling?
We
Or
look
would
very
you just think
little
it was
alike.
funny?
We look very little alike, so it would be like a big stretch. But she'd be more offended than I would be, if that makes any sense,
Got it. Okay. Well, I guess we'll ask the groups that come on today whether or not they've ever, gotten into that mix up and how they felt about it. Let's go on to the first picture in our practice game. So we've got 3 pictures submitted by 3 different listeners
Mhm.
who want to participate in this game from the RHAP group. Okay, so here's the first picture submitted by the person on the left. And so I want you to guess, just based on a photo alone, if you could tell if these people are siblings or
Now,
dating.
Karen, when you say this picture is submitted by the person on the left, the woman who is in this photo submitted a picture to this podcast.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she is a listener.
Yep.
Okay, and says, "Okay, are me and my brother? Do we look like we could be dating, or does my husband look like he could be my brother?"
Yes.
Hmm.
I have a
Okay.
thought here. I'm going to use some of the context clues in the background. It looks like they're at a wedding or some kind of
Yes.
fancy dinner. And you'd say, well, siblings, of course, could be at a wedding together, right? But if they
Yes.
were in a wedding together, I feel like they would probably be she might be in like some sort of bridesmaid outfit or something like that. Why
Like
would they
what?
be at a
She's in the
wedding?
wedding party?
Well, otherwise, why are you?
So I
How are
could
they
tell
at the
you
wedding? They have mutual friends.
So last summer,
Mhm.
you feel like, well, let me just talk this through because last
Yeah.
summer I attended a wedding where, I flew in for a family wedding. My sister, her husband, was not coming to the wedding. He was staying home with her baby. And
Mhm.
basically,
She was your
I
plus one,
was,
your sister.
I mean, it was my cousin's wedding, so we were both invited. So I didn't need to have a plus one, but we both were like sitting with each other because neither of us had our spouse there.
Were you in the wedding or no?
No, not in the wedding party.
Okay, so
We were just
they could
guests
be
at
at
the
their
wedding.
cousin's wedding. Got it.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna say dating because I just think to me,
Well,
Although,
let me describe the photo to our
Please.
people because we have many listeners.
and this is
who
a video
are,
episode. We should add.
Yeah, we have
if you're not,
video
but
here. You could see it at robiswebsite.com/YouTube. Okay, find it amongst the Big Brother madness. So we have our friend, the listener, and then the person who is in the photo. That they both are bespectacled. Both of them have glasses, not quite matching frames exactly, but similar styles of frames. Then our listener is wearing sort of a striped top, whereas the person that is with our listener has a beard and is wearing at least
Nice
a
beard, yeah.
blazer and a tie.
Good hair also.
He has his ears pierced.
And she might not.
Good
She
beard.
does not have visible earrings.
Okay.
All
right. So
Could
what?
an earring guy marry a not earring woman? You know,
I think so. I think
you
so.
think so. Now, what about the hair? So she
Love
has
is love, Akiva.
She has pretty red hair, reddish at least from
Yep.
His hair is light brown. Is that fair to say? It's not reddish, but they could be related from the hair.
Yeah.
Although my like the guy I grew up with who had like the reddest hair married my wife's friend who has the reddest hair, and their kids have insanely red hair. So redheads can marry each other.
I believe it's a recessive gene.
I'm gonna say dating. Why else are they at this wedding together?
Yeah, I agree. My instinct was dating. I'm looking at the her head is tilted towards his in a way that in my mind reads as romantic relationship. So I'm gonna say dating as well.
Okay.
You are correct. These
Nice.
people are partners. The listener did say that over the years they seem to have grown into the same person. They do have certain facial features that are similar, and like nose and lip shape. Their eyes are kind of like, you could maybe say they have some similarity in shape, but who knows? But they are not siblings.
Okay.
They are,
Nice looking couple.
yes, they are, and very, very kind to volunteer their photo.
Thank you.
Okay, let's look at the next photo.
Okay. Shout out to our listener to submit this. Did we ask for dating or related pictures, or do people just volunteer them?
I asked for them on the Facebook group, and this is sort of a call out to listeners to join the Facebook group. I actually posted a 22 picture version of this game.
Okay. Yeah, I did not.
People were saying it was very hard. I tried to ignore it also, right?
Yeah, I
Just in
blocked
case
it out.
was connected.
Didn't
But
want to be spoiled.
I saw the comments and people were like, wow, this is really hard.
Okay. All right. Let's look at number 2 from our practice. Can we zoom in at all here?
Okay.
Okay. Let me tell you what's going on here. Okay. So which do we know if it is the man or the woman, the listener?
The person on the right is the listener.
The person on the right. Okay. So that our friend, the listener, is here with somebody from my local NC State Wolf
Imagine if you were in the
Pack.
background of this picture, Rob. That would be crazy.
Oh my God. It'd be a little. I think that would be slightly aggressive if a listener sent in a picture with me in the background as like, and not like at a RHAP function.
Right.
Okay.
So he's wearing an NC State hockey jersey.
Yes. Okay. A hoodie. They're at some sort of like outdoor tailgate. He's holding an aluminum Coors, not even Coors Light. Looks like Coors regular. There seems to be shenanigans going on in the back in terms of other people drinking. Folding table with beer pong. It looks to be also as well. And then our listener is wearing a black turtleneck, a sweater, and jeans here, and they're both looking at the camera and smiling. Akiva, what jumps out to me is again, we have like the reddish hair for the listener.
Maybe all our listeners are redheads. Maybe there's something there.
Put that on the census. Are you a redhead?
Are you a redhead?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think, Akiva?
Okay.
And how are they posing? Can you describe how they're posing together, Rob?
Yeah, that's a good.
That it looks like the man looks like he is standing straight, where the woman has is her arm around him or her arm around the back, and they're both looking towards the camera.
So it appears they're at a probably an NC State tailgate, if I had to guess, right?
Yeah.
The other person in the background in a car is wearing some sort of sports hat, Atlanta Braves, I think.
Boo.
Boo. Are you more likely to be at a tailgate with your significant other or your sibling? Probably your significant other, but maybe it's like family season tickets or something. Is this pose of a couple that is dating or related though? I feel like
and this is just a warm up, so
here.
we can just like you don't spend too much time on
Fair
this.
enough. I'm gonna say dating. What do you think?
I'm gonna say siblings. I think that football is family. I think people that
beautiful. It's a beautiful sentiment.
I feel like that they are, in an embrace that, you could just, okay, this is my sister and my brother. Let's just take a picture here, send it to mom and dad. We're hanging out at the tailgate. So I'm going to say siblings.
Rob is right. You got it. Siblings.
There you go.
You know the people on the like couple of the thing on Twitter where they like draw the line down your face and see if you're sort of like looking at the other person? I feel like they would have liked the siblings call here.
Mm-hmm.
Looking
Akiva,
straight
now
ahead.
that you know that they're siblings, could you see them being siblings?
Yeah. Well, the hair color is nowhere close. This is also a weird game for me because I am really face blind, like extremely face blind. So I'm going to need the context clues from my great questions to answer for me rather than look at their faces. Hair color I can tell, but faces, when people say, oh, they have the same lips or eyes or what, it's meaningless to me. It doesn't mean anything to me,
Okay, got it. Well, I would say that they do have facial features that like you could see them being related. So next picture, please.
Okay. Is this the last warm up?
Yeah, last warm up.
Okay.
You're going to put together everything you've learned in the last two photos and decide which of these three people, two of them are related and two of them are in a relationship.
Okay.
So,
all right. So this
tell me
is
who you think
all right.
is,
Two
is it
people are
one and
in
two,
a
2 and
relationship.
3, 1 and 3,
Two people are in a relationship, and one person is related to another person in the photo.
So there's a pair of siblings, and there's a dating. There's a couple.
All right. So this is Karen. You've really leveled up here in terms of the intensity.
I mean, let's just go off. Quick impressions. Let's not spend too much time on it.
For our listeners, okay, that there are three people in this photo. Okay, there is a man on the left, there is a woman in the middle, and there is a third person who is a man on the closest to in the foreground. Okay, so two men, one woman. I think I'm ready to lock in.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me just also that there are the first man has blonde hair. The woman has blondish hair, and then the man who's wearing looks like a plaid shirt and maybe a vest has brown hair on the end.
I'm gonna say that the two people on the right are dating. Are dating, and that's her brother on the left side.
Okay. I'm going to agree. I think that the man on the left and the woman in the middle, I believe, are brother and sister, but I'm going to say that the two men are actually the people that are dating in this photo.
Okay. And Akiva's right.
Oh,
ding.
Nice. Because I figured the guy who is dating would be the one holding the camera.
Why would the brother be like?
Why would the brother be like, hey, here's me with a couple? I don't know.
Maybe he's like, hey, I want to get a picture with my boyfriend, but
that would have been if the second option, I guess.
Don't forget about me. I'm still here with my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
okay, so that was a nice warm up. I challenged the listeners to join the Facebook group and play the same game. 22 listeners submitted photos. And it's very difficult. So far, the highest score that was submitted was 8 out of 22.
8 out of 22?
Yeah. First, that's the highest reported score.
I mean, flipping a coin would have been better, Karen.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
I think people get into their heads, trying to analyze the photos. So just goes to show, Kind of hard to tell just by looking.
Okay, so we're gonna start to meet our couples. We have 5 couples that we are 5 pairs that we are going to meet. We're gonna determine if they are related or if they are dating. We can ask questions. Are we going back and forth? How does the question round work, Karen?
So I think you can take turns asking questions. Corey B and I decided we're going to start generous, and we're going to do 5 questions each. You'll get about, maybe 10 to 15
Yeah.
minutes to chat with each group.
Okay, and then we can lock in early in the questioning.
Yes, you're going to make a sound effect so you don't interrupt people's answers. Just lock in as soon as you want, because if you're the first one to lock in and you're correct, you get an extra point. Okay, so
Mhm.
Akiva, what's your sound effect going to be that you'll chime in with whenever you're ready to lock in? That's really long. Can you make it shorter?
No, but that's
Okay,
like wrong.
fine, sure. Rob, what's your sound effect going to be?
How about
Okay, so you can make your sound effect at any point, even when people are talking. If you want to beat Akiva or beat Rob to
actually could my
in.
sound effect be Akiva's maniacal laugh?
I mean,
You
it
have
might
to
be a
press it, though.
little intrusive.
Oh man.
But I'll allow it once. Okay, that was great. So how it's going to work is you're playing against each other. If you get a correct answer, you get 1 point. You're going to document your answer by writing it down on our
Mhm.
system. Okay. But if you lock in first with your sound effect and you're right, you get an extra point.
Okay.
If you're wrong and you locked in first and you change your answer to the right answer, you can change your answer.
You can
don't get
unlock.
the extra point.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
And could you please keep your own tallies of your own score,
Yes.
please?
Yes.
It's very
Okay.
confusing. Yeah,
Okay.
I think you do a better job than I do.
Kalish math.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, are we ready to bring in the first group?
Yeah, let's go. All right.
All right.
So-
So
Let's say hello to Taylor.
Hello.
Okay. And
Matthew, Taylor's Matthew, can you raise your hand because there's 2 Matthews?
okay, Taylor and
few.
Matthew, welcome to RHAP. Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Okay. Let's do this where let's see if we can get a better look at the 2 of you. Okay, Taylor and Matt. Okay. All right. So is there an opening statement from Taylor and Matt, or are we going right
Yes.
into our questioning?
So Taylor and Matt are going to introduce themselves with a fun fact, just to give you some inspiration about what kind of questions you want to ask. So Matt, why don't you go ahead first and introduce yourself and state your fun fact?
Hi, I'm Matt, and my fun fact is I was in an off-Broadway play when I was 6 years old.
Okay.
It's a serious New York accent we have there, Rob.
Mm-hmm. All right. And then what about Taylor?
I'm Taylor, and in college, I wrote and produced an entire Christmas mixtape as a joke with my friends.
Okay.
Mhm.
An entire Christmas mixtape.
Yep, 5 songs, got played all through Christmas season every year of college.
Were these like original songs, like a
Yes.
Weird
My
Al
question.
type? Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say they were Weird Al type songs,
Were they song
but
parodies or they were like original Christmas music?
no, original Christmas music.
Oh, okay. So maybe there's a creative streak running this family. Okay.
Where do creatives attract?
Yes. Okay.
Are we going to be speculating every time, Rob, about why they're not in the same space, or are they never going to be in the same space? I wonder.
I don't think any of them are going to be in the same space. I told them that they could share devices if they wanted to. Seems like everyone's going to be having their own device. Akiva, what's your first? We're going to do first impressions. So you have 3
Got
seconds to tell us what do you think they are.
I think they are dating.
And Rob, what do you think?
I'm going to say that my initial reaction is siblings.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to let Akiva ask the first question. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. By the way, so Karen, just for listeners behind the scenes, Karen sent the list of like 24 questions that we could ask, and
We can go
and I
off
really
the
liked
list.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, we don't need to. Taylor, what's the strangest thing you could think of about Matt?
He loves to collect things and display all of them. So there's it's quite crowded in his space.
Mm-hmm. Seems like someone who was dating would be more concerned with. I don't.
Yeah,
My
I feel like
siblings
it's
could
not a
correct things.
sibling
I don't.
complaint. Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't even live in the same country as my sibling.
All right. Matt, what is a weird quirk about Taylor?
That's a tough one. A weird quirk about Taylor. I guess something weird about Taylor would be that every time we watch a movie, she falls asleep. We spend like 30 to 40 minutes picking a movie and then falls asleep 10 minutes in. And then after the movie's over, she'll ask me to recap the entire movie, like what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
And then she'll say to people that she saw the movie.
Do you
Rob,
do
how
that,
often-
Taylor? Yeah.
How often do you watch movies with your siblings, Rob?
Yeah, not recently.
I'm gonna lock in that they're dating already.
You need to make your sound effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, does Akiva get to keep asking questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
And so,
he
Rob, you can take your time. You
Okay.
Can...
All right. Yeah. There's no incentive for me to lock in. Okay. How about I can ask either person a question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Akiva can still ask questions too, in case he wants to change his answer.
Yeah. Matt, what's the biggest disagreement you've had with Taylor and how did you resolve it?
The biggest disagreement? This is a tough question. I guess kind of where we're gonna go on like a trip or where we're gonna go on like a vacation, and I kind of just fold over time and just say, you know what, it's all right.
Can I ask a question to KFC?
Yeah.
Is their goal to be honest, or are they allowed to trick us?
I told them, please do not trick Rob and Akiva.
Okay, got it.
Please don't.
In
That should be the
general,
rule for all the guests.
Every guest. Let's make that a uniform
Yeah.
thing.
They all know
yes.
this.
Okay.
They're not supposed to gatekeep.
Yeah.
Who is the if either who is the listener to this podcast of your relationship?
I am.
Okay.
It would be hard to get your sister to like come on a podcast if you were, you know what I mean?
Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. This is a question, Taylor, from the list. Okay. Who is the boss in this relationship?
I am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He's saying no. He's shaking his head no.
Yeah.
Now a little sister could be a boss too. Certainly
I guess
a big
so.
sister.
I don't know. All right. I think I'm with Akiva here. I think I'm ready to also.
I want to ask one more question.
Okay.
I think this is a great question. I'm just going to let you know. Who's a better cook, Taylor or Matt?
I think me.
And I think me.
Oh, okay.
It's because I think if it was, the reason I asked that is I think if they were siblings, they would have no way to answer the question. Like, right, you know what I mean? I feel like siblings would at least have to think about it for a while, where they both had an answer right away. I don't know. I don't know which of my siblings can cook. Like, I have no idea.
I think I'm ready to also lock in with my answer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And your answer is?
Yeah, I'm also going to say I think dating.
And Akiva, you said dating, you locked in early. So if you're correct, you would get 2 points. Rob would get 1 point. I will allow Taylor and Matt to reveal. Do we need to do like a drum roll? How do you want to reveal,
Here.
Rob?
Here we can do.
We're dating.
We are dating.
Dating.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. Wait. Now, do the two of you get like, hey, are you brother and sister?
No.
Not really, but Taylor likes to do this thing when we go out to dinner. Like, she likes to ask me at the table, like, "Oh, what do you think the waiter thinks we are? Do you think we're on our first date? Do you think we're on the second date?" And then sometimes when we go out to dinner with my parents or her parents, she'll ask, "Oh, do you think they think we're all a family?" So that's kind of where this came from.
They don't look a lot alike. Matt has a New York City accent, and I think Taylor might have a Long Island accent. Am I right on either of those?
Well, we're both from Long Island, same town.
Okay.
Yeah.
What part of Long Island?
What part of Long Island? Yeah.
We're the Long Island lads.
Yeah, we are Long Island lads. Massapequa.
Okay.
Massapequa.
Massapequa,
Yes.
Massapequa Park, Lindenhurst, Copiague, Amityville, Babylon.
Boom.
That's closer to Rob for people. That's closer to Rob than to me.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Massapequa Matt is here. So do you all live on Long Island now?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we're in the same house too. She's just downstairs.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Even
And
said
look,
coloring.
you're like very blue, and her place is very yellow. So I didn't even think it was the same house necessarily.
Well, all the walls in a house don't have to be the same color.
That is true, Akiva.
Now I learned something new every day, Matt.
Mhm.
And Taylor, what do you think about being dragged into this?
Well, I'm a mental health counselor, and I try and keep my life very private because my clients can look me up.
Sure.
So when he first told me about a podcast, I was like, oh geez, what if
Yeah.
like any of my clients see me on a podcast? But I mean, I was very nervous 10 minutes before we logged in, and then I started to feel okay. So
All right. And then can we test Akiva here, Matt? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Akiva, is Matt a Jets or Giants fan?
Oh, good question. Great question. Massapequa, to me, leans.
Lock in.
Leans.
What do you say?
He has Giants fan energy. I'm sorry.
I think Giants.
He has got Giants
Giants
fan energy. Let's see.
Yeah.
What do you got,
Let's see.
Matt?
You're good. This is gonna a curveball.
He's a Ravens
Baltimore
fan.
Ravens.
Oh, okay.
All right. What about that? Can Akiva go double or nothing? Mets or Yankees?
He's gonna be an Orioles fan, Rob.
No.
Way, no
I'm
way.
one of those two.
Yeah.
Yankees. He's a Yankees fan.
I'll say Yankees also.
He doesn't have any Mets fan energy.
Yeah.
Yankees is correct.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I think Akiva, you get the Giants by proxy.
Fair enough. Why are you a Ravens fan, Matt?
I
Parents
kind
from
of
Baltimore.
growing up, I never really was into sports, and I didn't get indoctrinated from my parents, like sports wise. My dad was always a big Yankee fan. And then when I started playing sports in the middle school, I kind of started playing Madden, and my friends would always pick the Jets or the Giants. So I was like, oh, this is a cool
I
logo.
want to beat you, so I'll beat.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know any of the players, so I just kind of picked a random logo, and then I started watching NFL, and those are the only guys I knew.
Okay.
Right. And Taylor, Matt owes you a nice dinner for doing this. So
Yeah. And be sure to mess with the waiter this time.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
thanks.
Matt and Taylor, thank you so much.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you guys.
Okay. All right. So
We're
a
off to
quick
flying
update
start.
on the
So
score.
it's 2-1 Kiwi right now.
Okay. All
That's
right.
right.
So Akiva has 2 points. Jumps out to a quick lead.
Kiva, you've got to make your sound effect though.
Oh, you got to do it. I got it. But I also put up
Okay.
this. Have I mentioned on this podcast before I have baby handwriting? Like my handwriting never progressed past like kindergarten.
No, you've never mentioned that. So let me see.
I have very bad.
Yeah,
So
I know
here's-
you did like that drawing of the giraffe. That was very
Yeah,
bad.
it's-
Okay.
yeah.
Let's see. So really, that's
found
not really
Noah's
baby
whiteboard.
handwriting.
I mean, this is like the neatest I can possibly write.
Dating.
I would never be able to be a serial killer because I couldn't like copy any hand. They'd know my handwriting.
No, a
right
lot of
away.
times the serial killers like cut like pictures out of like a magazine, and then
I also
like,
am not coordinated enough to like cut on the lines. They'd know it was like Akiva who like did a.
do they
I
still do
basically-
that anymore, Karen, or did Photoshop really end that?
Oh, it's a
I
good
think
question.
we're in the 21st century and people don't really do that anymore.
People
Yeah.
do more emails for serial killers.
Like all about
Yeah.
cybercrime, you know?
But that
Mhm.
would be such a throwback for a serial killer to do that. Like I think that would be like a good way to garner like a lot of attention.
Yeah.
I mean, Gen
It-
Z, they're all about, bringing back the 90s. So,
Yeah,
uh-huh.
we'll see.
Mhm.
Remains to be seen
Uh,
if they'll bring back the magazine cuttings. Okay, so we'll move on to the next group and I'll get your impressions after we do this next group, okay? See
Okay.
how you're doing.
All right. So
Rob, I just have to tell you something.
yes, what is it, Akiva?
My air was making a lot of noise the last few podcasts, so it was so noisy I had to shut it off.
How
So, like,
noisy
it-
was it?
It was just insanely noisy. It would have been distracting for everybody, but it is so hot. It's like 95 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So.
Are you
Just complaining
is it
here.
affecting
If
your
you see me starting
performance?
to sweat,
The
I don't
stream,
know.
look, the
But if I
StreamYard
lose,
can filter like a background noise. You want to give it a shot?
no, because I couldn't even hear. It was like the foreground noise.
Oh, you're so loud that
We're gonna have to get someone to fix it, but it's Saturday night. It's not gonna happen yet.
Okay. All right. So let's welcome in our next pair. Here comes Trevor and Brooks. Trevor and Brooks, welcome.
Hello. Hello.
Okay. All right. So Trevor is an earbud guy, but Brooks is a headset guy.
And they're going to introduce themselves with their fun facts. So Brooks, why don't you go ahead?
All right, I'm Brooks, and I'm currently in first place in the Big Brother all-time Stockwatch.
All-time Stockwatch. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Wow. Can you tell us what's your portfolio looking like these days?
Suri every week.
Yeah, all Suri. Like, was that the move that just go all in on? I guess there wasn't that much room for growth, but I mean that's like a blue chip stock.
He's frozen. Goodbye.
Okay. All right. Trevor. All right. What's your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I have the entire Mean Girls movie memorized.
Okay.
Okay. I think we should call him out on this.
You can if you want.
What do you think?
Okay.
Rob?
I mean, do you have a scene you would like to hear?
I'm gonna have to look up the script, and I'm gonna give him something.
Yeah. Okay. You're gonna play one character, and then Trevor's gonna play the other character.
Yes, I'm gonna. Yeah, we're gonna play different characters. Okay.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So Kevin says to Katie, "Hey, you're the homeschool girl, right?" And what does Katie say?
I'm pretty sure the line is "You're the Africa girl, right?"
Well,
the script you have is
maybe it's not the updated
Maybe
script.
they punched up the script, Akiva.
It's possible. And
I think, look, that's the bona fides that I need to hear. That you're calling out Akiva's not having the right script. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Look, I think Karen has dropped off the call here for a second, but we will get her back once she comes back online. Are we able to go into the questions, Akiva?
Yeah, we could start the questions.
Okay.
All right.
You want to go first? Or you want me to go this time?
I'll go first.
Okay.
What's the weirdest thing, Trevor, that you could think of about Brooks?
There's almost too many to count, but I would say probably that he still plays Pokemon Go daily.
Okay. Respect the, do they have streaks in Pokemon Go, Brooks? Like, is it one of these things where okay, so people can't stop the streak. My daughter recently had like a week, like a camping trip with her friends, and she didn't want to go because she would have lost her Duolingo streak of like 1,000 days. And my wife did the Spanish for her. So I get it. People hate breaking the streaks.
Is that cheating?
Snapchat streaks.
Yeah.
I mean, Duolingo didn't catch them. You know.
Yeah, somebody should report them though. If you found somebody who's
do not know that. Don't report a child who's trying to learn Spanish for cheating.
Okay. All right. How about a question for you, Brooks? Do you two have any inside jokes together?
I would say yes, but most of them are around shows that we both watch or podcasts that we both
Could you give us an example of one?
Mm-hmm.
Probably like Survivor related, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's a lot, but do you have one?
Just a lot of like I would say the sound clips that Rob has used from past seasons. Like we got Sydney. And I was like,
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, a throwback. Karen, did you note my lock-in sound effect there? Okay.
Oh, you already locked in? Wow. Was that the end of the question?
No. We're still going.
Oh.
Akiva.
All right. Do you think they look alike, Rob? I know we're supposed to be playing against each other, but I don't think they look that much alike.
I don't see a striking family resemblance.
Yeah, but it's also for people who are listening. Trevor has like really good light in in his video, and Brooks is like almost in the dark, so it's a
I
little
turned
harder.
all the lights on. I don't know why.
Trevor is more glowing, and Brooks is a little bit hiding in the dark here.
Yeah.
Trevor, who's a better cook, you or Brooks?
Me. Absolutely. Brooks can't cook at all.
I agree.
Okay. Brooks, do you have a nickname for Trevor?
No.
I mean,
Now, if I had a
my spouse and I do not have nicknames for each other at all. Just saying.
Who your husband and
and
you?
my sister and I do not have nicknames
sister?
for each other at all.
Huh. By the way, one of the questions Karen suggested is, can you please hug each other? Which seems very not together. Brooks, how do you and Trevor celebrate his birthday?
Birthday celebrations are pretty low key. We don't get each other gifts. We usually get together with others and have cake. Trevor likes to mash his cake up into a pudding, which is weird.
Okay. Really?
We just asked you the weirdest thing about each other. You could have said that.
Yeah, Trevor, can you give us what's the thinking behind the cake pudding?
I'm not a huge fan of frosting. So I find if I like mix the frosting in with the cake and like just turn it into like a mashed potato type situation, it tastes a lot better.
Wow. So you don't want to be the person that just leaves the frosting on the side. You just, right?
Right. Yeah.
By the way, Rob and Akiva, the people that I cast today, when they applied and filled out the form,
yes,
one of the fields was roast your partner, and if a applicant was refused to roast their partner, I refused to cast them.
Love it.
So these people are not afraid to tell you. Well, at least one of them is not afraid to tell you what's on their mind.
Okay. Is one of you ready to tell us what's on your mind about the other person?
My roast for Trevor was just that he likes NASCAR.
Okay.
Which, I don't know. Is that a roast?
I think it's kind of embarrassing.
Thanks.
Trevor, who's the boss in your relationship? You or Brooks?
Me. Always. Like, I'm a control freak.
I agree, but I think it's mostly because you have a car and I don't.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, you don't even drive. Like, I don't know, you don't cook. What do you do?
Now I'm really see that's more sibling banter, but like the car, they could live together still for sure. They look young, but now I'm thinking they're dating.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm gonna go dating.
All right.
No, here's my kid.
All right.
So,
well, yeah, I already had locked in.
Yes.
You can still change your answer if you.
Well, what'd you say again, Rob?
I had locked in, but I didn't say what it was. I have it. I have my card over here.
Oh, I forgot that we don't have to say.
Yeah, you don't have to say.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want me to reveal?
Well, now you could reveal. Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I said dating here.
Dating. Okay. I'm also saying
that was my locked-in answer.
All right. So, are you ready for the reveal, Rob and Akiva?
We're ready. The drum roll again. Here we go.
We're brothers.
We're siblings.
Oh.
Okay. You got us.
We got thrown off. Wow.
Good.
I was starting to think this game was too easy.
Do you want to tell us about yourself?
Who's the listener? I guess
we're both listeners.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Brooks applied for the podcast, but we both listen.
Yeah. I said that there wasn't a strong family resemblance, but on second thought, that I feel like that you guys have the same nose.
Yeah.
Oh, they do. Are you in the same house, Trevor and Brooks, or no?
No.
You don't live together.
No.
Do people ever mistake you for a dating couple when you're together?
I mean, if they do, they don't say anything, but I don't think so. We don't really go out together that often except to eat.
Trevor, you must be the big brother based on how much you're ragging on Brooks.
Yes. Yeah. I'm 5 years older. Yeah.
Okay. Teach him to drive.
Well, Yeah, we gotta be out and like catching all those Pokemon, Akiva. Go walk to wherever you're going.
It's true. It's good.
Think about it. Yeah. Okay. Wow. You got both of us.
You got us. Nice job.
Yeah,
I knew we could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it would throw you for a loop to have two brothers.
Yeah. Good job.
And they're both listeners.
Yeah.
You know, you got families listening, Rob. That's nice. All right, 2-1 Kiwi still through 2 rounds.
Okay. Brooks and Trevor, anything else that you all want to tell us about yourselves or your relationship?
No, but can I make a quick pitch for the crappy movie diaper?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Please.
So I wrote this in a long time ago, but it never actually got mentioned. I wanted to add the 1997 Cinderella starring Brandy and Whitney Houston. It also has Whoopi Goldberg and Jason Alexander, and it is a very wild watch compared to other Cinderellas you may have seen. So I just thought that fit really well into the RHAP.
Akiva, what do you think?
I would need to hear. Let's have if other people are like, yes, this is a classic Rob and Akiva movie.
If Akiva passes, here's what I'll promise you: 4 years from now, Josh Wigler and I will do it on 30 years greater.
We also should be wary of doing, you know, I don't want to do movies that'll be reruns for you with Josh if it's mid-90s movies.
That's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, well, luckily the Super Mario Brothers movie just had passed, so we wouldn't have to rerun that podcast that you and I did with Josh on the crappy movie diaper.
I mean,
Sandlot
I don't
this
find
weekend.
that movie particularly crappy, but the special effects are something else. I can tell you that. Wow, like when Cinderella transforms into you know her into her outfit for the gown, and the pumpkin transforms into a carriage, that special effects stuff, I don't know who did that or how, but amazingly crappy.
The special effects, and I find the acting is just not what you would expect, especially from Jason Alexander. I feel like it's worth putting it in the crappy movie diaper just for his scenes
just for
alone.
that. I do agree with that.
He's another
point.
patron saint of the crappy movie diaper. He's been in a bunch of stuff. All right, Brooks, Trevor, thank you so much for joining us here. And Brooks, good luck on the stock watch the rest of the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Bye. Yeah.
All right. So to check in with you,
Akiva, you and I were hoping that we were going to catch them all, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen today.
Nope.
How are
Unlike
you
for
feeling right
Brooks.
now?
Not good. I was so confident. I would have bet my life.
I was a little more split there. It didn't feel like they were in the same house. I don't know.
Did we establish if they were in the same house?
Yes, I asked at the end there. We're not in the same house.
Okay. All right. Karen, let's
bring in the
meet
new
pair
group.
number 3.
Yeah, pair number 3. Let's bring in the next one.
Okay. Pair number 3. Here comes Aaron and Jody. Aaron and Jody, welcome to RHAP.
Hello.
What's happening?
Hello.
Not much. How you guys?
We are doing great. Excited to have you both here with us to play Dating or Related. We are on the schneid. We just missed hard with our last couple or last pair. So hopefully we can get on the rebound with you both. Can we
I feel like the schneid is losing 2 in a row, Rob. No? I feel like you're not on the schneid until you have a losing
well,
streak.
I mean, we both missed it.
What is a schneid? I guess that's true. Combined, we're on schneid. It's like
Combined
if 2 guys on the
schneid.
same team are like, we're not, you know, I lost and you lost the last game, so we're on a schneid together.
All right. So we took an
Trying to find
offer in the last round. All right. Are we ready for opening statements from Aaron and Jody?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us your fun fact, Jody.
So I'm a teacher. This is my 12th year. I just switched out of the classroom to be a science resource teacher, which for me includes taking care of the outside garden and courtyard and flower beds. And I'm a notorious plant killer, so that's not going to go well.
Plant killer Jody.
Plant killer.
Okay. And then
Yes.
Aaron, how about for you?
Yeah. So my fun fact is this summer I did the longest bungee jump off a bridge in the world, and it's over
The
700
longest
feet.
Where
bungee
is
jump.
that?
Wow.
Where is that?
It's in
Aaron?
South Africa.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
a hard pass for me. Rob and Akiva jump
Do you
off the longest
recommend that
bungee jump.
for me and Akiva?
Yeah. I mean, you can meet in the middle there, I guess. It's long for both of you. Yeah.
for the most mid bungee jump ever. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What first impressions, Rob? What are you thinking here?
My first impression is related.
I don't know if they have the same accent.
Hmm.
I'm going to start with dating. You want to ask the first question this time, Rob?
Yeah. Okay. How about Jody? What's something you admire about Aaron?
I admire that he's really confidently himself. He never tries to be like anyone else. His sense of humor is very unique.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Aaron, what do you admire about Jody?
I think Jody's the nicest person you'll ever meet, and she works like 12 hours days being a teacher, which is always difficult around kindergarten through second graders. And her job is she has to teach the same lesson to 11 different classes for the whole day. So it's like Groundhog's Day for her. So that I admire her for being able to do that.
Boy, that was pretty complimentary. I feel like I'm walking back the sibling idea a little bit.
Yeah, I couldn't even think something that nice about my sibling. That's true.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Jody, what's the weirdest thing you could think of about Aaron?
He farts really loudly, and he does it in public also. And then he like blames it on me, and he'll be like, "Jody, did you just fart?" I'll be like, "No, I did it." But he keeps asking, even in crowded restaurants. It's obnoxious.
This is true, Aaron?
I plead the fifth.
Okay. All right. Then how about Aaron, could you tell us a pet peeve you have about Jody?
I have a couple. So being a teacher, she always says she has to go potty instead of going to the bathroom, which when we hang out together makes it sound like I'm hanging out with a 6-year-old, which feels weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Keeve, you drink a lot of Diet Coke. Tell me if this is weird. She
Coke Zero.
takes a can. Oh, sorry, Coke Zero.
You're back, baby?
A little bit. I'm out. Listen, when the family's away, I gotta have a little fun.
So she drinks cans, and when she takes them, she like taps out like a drum beat on them every time to open it, and for whatever reason, that just irritates me.
I like
Jody,
that.
could you
First
explain
one,
that? Yeah. What do you? How does this work?
You just tap on it so it doesn't explode when you open it. It hasn't exploded on me, so it clearly works.
Yeah. And it sounds like, Aaron, you're in no position to talk about explosions.
Yeah. I would blame the exploded Coke on her. Yeah.
Aaron, who's a better cook, you or Jody?
I'm a better cook, I would say.
You agree, Jody? Yeah, she agrees.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Jody, what does Aaron like to do for breakfast?
He doesn't normally eat breakfast, but in high school he would eat a brownie every day. So it's a miracle he's not 500 pounds right now.
In high school. In high school. So they're either a high school couple. I was leaning dating. And
yeah.
I mean, if we asked Nicole right now, what did Rob eat in high school? I don't think she would have any idea.
I mean,
and you've been together a long time.
She might.
My wife would not know, although I guess she knows like into cereal, I guess.
I think, to be fair, if you ask my wife, what do I eat?
What does Rob eat now?
She would.
True.
I don't know.
It's true. Aaron, do you have a nickname for Jody?
I call her Jojo or Jojo Bonobo sometimes because I like rhymes.
Jojo Bonobo.
Jojo Bonobo.
This is a tough one. How about Jody? Can you tell us a common interest that you both have?
We both really like music and musicals, so we try and seek out like concerts and shows to go to together.
Seek out.
Seek out is
that's like to me that's a sibling word because you don't have to seek out. Like I like to seek out hang out with my wife. I feel like it's just like the default.
I got the sense that they're seeking out like events to go to as opposed to.
Yeah, you could be right. Aaron, what's the biggest fight you've ever had other than the farting stuff and the
the biggest fight? There's some relatives either both of us or one of us that lived 4 hours away, and they didn't want to come visit. So we had to go 2 hours to meet them just to have a 1 hour lunch with them. And I was super irritated about that. And it was at a place called John Benet's Tavern, which I thought was weird. And for some reason, that just made me, it just made me more irritated. I don't know. And we had a big fight.
All right.
Rob, you locked yourself in?
I locked in an answer.
I'm going to go, wheel, wheel, wheel.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Okay, so Akiva has locked in an answer. Okay. Are we going to reveal now? Akiva has said dating. Karen, you're on mute.
So you're muted.
Go ahead, Rob. If you get this right, you get an extra point.
Okay. I also went with Akiva, and I also said dating.
All right. So are we ready for a reveal?
Yes.
Drum roll, please.
Oh, sorry, the drum roll. Sorry, I forgot about that.
We're married.
Married.
You guys in the same house?
Yeah, same house. Same house.
The art maybe was like, not everyone has like art behind their head, so maybe that could have been a little bit of a.
Akiva's looking for the house clues.
I'm looking for the house clues. I agree.
Yes. Okay.
Also, his shirt matches the lamp. I don't know what that means, but it's true.
Okay.
I think I have that shirt too, Aaron.
Okay. That's a good shirt.
All right.
What gave it away?
That last answer in terms of that is not a fight that brothers and sisters would have about meeting the relatives. Like I've never fought with my sister about having to go meet
You'd usually be on the same page. Like, these annoying cousins won't try.
Almost that I'd say 80% of the fights I've had with my wife have something to do with or end up going back to that time that your relatives did this.
Yep. 100%.
Jody and Aaron, have you ever been mistaken for siblings or being related or not married?
I polled my friends before this and they said, yeah, seems plausible. But other than that, no, not really.
Yeah. Which of you is the podcast listener?
Me.
Aaron. Okay.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Jody, what do you know about this podcast?
He made me listen to one episode. It was the one where you guys like named a baby or something.
Oh, do you believe?
Because he submitted an answer and he was really proud of it.
Yeah. Okay, but can you believe that those didn't name the baby what we said?
A little.
She promised.
Yeah.
The baby's like 6 years old now.
Okay. Jody, would you listen to more episodes of this podcast now?
Probably. He pitches a few to me every couple months or so.
Okay. All right, Aaron. Thank
Save
you.
them for
You're
like
on a long road trip. Whose family was it? Was it Aaron's family and you got mad, Jody?
No.
It was Jody's family and Aaron got mad.
Yeah.
Next time you guys are going 3 hours to
tell us
like
about
the
John Benet Cafe.
Okay, it's not
It's
themed
just-
like that. Yeah.
It's John Benet, but it's like a French thing. It's off of the Turnpike in Pennsylvania, where it meets like Route 70. So it's just a little stopping place right there.
Okay.
And was
Do
this
we
a
have a
meet
meetup?
me in the middle situation? Like, did they also have to drive that far?
Yeah, but why
they-
do it for a 1 hour lunch? Like, I don't know. Why not just come down and hang out for a weekend? So I was a little salty.
Mm-hmm.
It was her, yeah.
Okay. Well, Aaron and Jody, thank you so much for
We
being
are all
here.
tied up at 3.
Three.
Off the
Okay.
side.
3-3 for yes.
If I may pitch something quickly, I
Yes.
love the Royal Rumble episodes so much. I would love if that got brought back into the
Okay, well, yeah, that's like the
sequel
pressure
mechanism.
cooker of like people have been demanding for the Royal Rumble to come back. We just got to find the right spot for it.
We
Okay.
get someone to do it, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Aaron, Jody, thank you so much. Okay. All right. Bye. All right, Akiva. There we did. Did it. We were both right. We were both right about the same people and wrong about the same people with 2 pairs left to go.
Yeah. There is one sort of flaw in the scoring I could think of where like it's such a big advantage to go first. I feel like, especially if we're going to be tied going to the 5th one.
It's such
You
a
know what
big
I mean?
advantage to ask a question first.
No, to answer to buzz in first.
Oh yeah, sure.
It's huge because
And there's almost
and
no penalty. You can change
yeah, there's
it.
no penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. All right,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
Do you want me to
So-
make it so that
No, it's fine. It's fine. We're
Okay.
just for the last one. We're both gonna try and buzz in the second right away, but that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
All right, let's meet our fourth couple.
All right, let's bring in the next group.
It's Matthew and it's Elizabeth. Okay. Hi, Elizabeth and Matthew. How are you?
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, great.
Hey, Matthew,
already
are you
like
a
Matthew.
podcaster?
No, not really.
Okay, because you have
Wait, 'cause
a
you got
good
the
microphone.
same mic as us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right.
Okay.
Let's hear some opening statements, some fun facts from Matthew and Elizabeth.
All right.
Hi,
Oh,
hi, I'm Matthew, and my fun fact is that I've thrown up in 6 different countries.
6 different countries.
Wow,
Yeah.
I haven't even thrown up 6 times in my whole life.
Wow, lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Elizabeth?
my name is Elizabeth, and my fun fact is that I have a pink snake named Leopold.
Do
A
not show
pink
it to us,
snake.
please.
Okay.
So it does match Matthew's
Okay.
shirt.
A
Rob,
pink
you're not pro
snake.
snake, are you?
I'm that I am anti-snake only because of how upset they make my wife. That I really am. I'm mad at snakes for making my wife be
Fair enough.
like totally obsessed with snakes. Yeah, and Matthew has a puke port for 6 different countries. He's got his book stamped
Can you
all around the globe.
can you name the 6 countries, Matthew? This is not a
Yeah.
question.
U.S., Canada, Brazil, Spain, Greece, and the Czech Republic.
Ooh.
Okay, Czechia. All righty. I'll go first here. Elizabeth, we've had some success with this question. Elizabeth, what's the weirdest thing about Matthew?
He just said like about a month ago that he doesn't like music, which is very strange.
Doesn't like music.
Okay.
Matthew,
you could answer about Elizabeth.
I would say the weirdest thing about Elizabeth is that she never has the ability to say she doesn't like something. Her only answer is like, "That's not my favorite," which is like very weird to me. That you'll be like, "Oh, how was dinner?" She's like, "Oh, it wasn't my favorite," but that means that she like absolutely hated it. It's like the worst meal she's ever
The
had.
music, not Matthew's favorite, if you're
Yeah.
keeping score.
Yeah.
What do you got, Rob?
All right. How about Elizabeth, what would be a good day with Matthew?
There's this art museum we've really been trying to go to for like over a year now, and every time we go, it happens to be closed for a special event. So I think it would be great if we could finally go to this art museum. Probably go have coffee beforehand.
Okay. In case you missed it, I did lock in.
Locked in, yeah. I'm just not sure enough to lock in at this point. Matthew, who's a better cook, you or Elizabeth?
That's a hard question because I think we're both pretty good cooks, but I'd give it to myself. I just received an email the other day from a guy who's been to 133 baseball stadiums that said I've cooked the best burger he's ever had at a baseball stadium. So,
wait, you're cooking it at the baseball stadium?
yeah, I mean, I work at a baseball stadium in
Got
Conception.
it. But we didn't. know that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention that.
Are you allowed to say what team?
Yeah, the Hillsboro Hops, and they're a minor high A affiliate of the Arizona
And you made
Diamondbacks.
the best burger they've ever had at any
At a stadium.
Do you have
Yes.
you have a secret?
What's your burger secret?
I
can
don't
you
really have so many secrets. I just so good somehow. I don't know.
So good somehow. Wow.
Elizabeth's response was, "This is not my favorite."
Yeah. Elizabeth, do you have a nickname for Matthew?
No.
Matthew, do you have a nickname for Elizabeth?
No, I'm anti nicknames.
Anti nicknames.
Yeah, we both like go by our full names.
Yeah, Matthew, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Mhm.
Boy. I feel like Matthew might be a very interesting podcast guest. I feel like he's got a lot of strong takes about things.
Yeah, maybe interesting stories, all the throw up and stuff like that.
Anti nicknames, doesn't like music.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Sure.
Elizabeth, what is Matthew's worst take?
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, the music one is pretty bad.
Here we go. I don't have a favorite take. Can't say a bad take.
I don't know. Ask him first and I'll come back to me.
Okay, Matthew, what's Elizabeth's worst take? By the way, one of Karen's questions on her sample questions is, do you ever coordinate outfits or share clothes? I have not thought to ask that yet.
Oh, yes. He has a picture.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
Can you
That's
describe it to
funny.
the listeners, Rob?
Yeah, looks like that we have matching like Hawaiian type shirts. Hard to see a little bit with the
They're
glare.
covered in birds.
Yes, okay. And there's Matthew, Elizabeth. Matthew, is your shirt underneath an orange shirt of an emu?
No, this just the orange shirt that I'm wearing. It's just like a long sleeve undershirt that I'm wearing underneath the.
I thought that you might just be big Omer stans.
No.
That's interesting. So Matthew just happened to have a framed photo of Elizabeth and Matthew wearing coordinated outfits. We don't know where Matthew's located, but that's interesting that it was right there.
Well, I mean,
you do know
I
the
wouldn't-
answers to these questions, right?
I don't know the answer. I didn't check.
Oh, you don't know who's related and who's dating?
Oh, well, I did, but I didn't check before we podcasted.
Amazing. I
Okay.
had no idea. You could have
I
been
mean,
playing.
and I did like hunt down this photo because that was one of the questions
Oh,
on the
I see.
document.
Mhm.
This
Fair
is not
enough,
just
but it is framed. It is framed.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, who is the podcast listener between the two of you?
Matthew.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
so.
what, that
I'd
was gonna be
never
my
heard of this
strong
before,
guess.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess he doesn't talk about it so much.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, he's got to be listening to something when he's not listening to
Can't
music.
have music. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Matthew, what was the biggest disagreement you all have ever had?
we were talking about this earlier. I don't think we really have so many disagreements because if we do, we just kind of like ignore them and they go away. So
Oh,
we don't
that's so
have
smart.
any long-lasting disagreements.
Going with
Mhm.
related.
Okay.
My answer.
All right, so I had locked in earlier,
And what was yours?
and I said dating. So this
You
is the
said
first time
dating.
Akiva and I have disagreed.
Disagreed.
I gotta say,
when he, yeah.
the photo, the photo
Yeah.
with the matching shirts, is the one thing that's giving me pause.
They do look a little bit alike, honestly, there.
Yeah.
Thought the hair wasn't too dissimilar. I thought there was something there.
But they seem to have some annoyances with each other that I feel like are more closely resembling things that a couple would debate about. But are the brothers earlier have like completely changed the paradigm. So I locked in. I said dating.
Yeah. All right. Drum roll, I guess.
Okay, here we go.
We're siblings.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, you said earlier that it would be hard to drag your sister to that. It wasn't so hard for me. I just
Mhm.
sent her a text message.
Yeah.
Can I tell you what sort of I meant to ask it, but I didn't want what sort of gave it. So Elizabeth, for podcast listeners, has it as a nose ring. And I felt like Karen's like, oh no. I felt like the type of like I don't know. I just felt like if Matthew does Matthew have tattoos? That was basically my next question. I feel like it would go hand in hand, and I don't think he did.
No, neither of us have any tattoos.
Okay. There's some
I'm not
logic behind
following.
what I
What do
said.
you?
I just think like the nose ring girl, the tattoo boyfriend. I think that's like a thing, and I didn't see. Although my sister-in-law has a nose ring, and certainly my brother doesn't have any tattoos, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So Elizabeth and Matthew, when you go out to like a museum or whatever, do people ever mistake you for not siblings but dating or something like that?
We've gotten confused a few times. Not so much recently, but I remember when we were in Greece before I threw up in Greece. That we were on a cruise, and one of the people there thought that we were dating and like commented like, "Oh, such a cute couple," and it like freaked us out.
Yeah, so
your
I was gonna
your
ask, what do you
coworkers-
think would be worse? Is it worse to be mistaken for dating couple when you're siblings, or that you're or the other way around?
I think it's probably worse to be confused as dating, just because, like, that's so creepy. Whereas I feel like if you like, if you like somebody enough to date them, like, I'd be like, honored to be like part of their family. I feel like, almost. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, fair.
It's a weird
Yeah.
take. But
So what threw me off was the idea of that, like, we're looking for things to do and we're trying to, like, get out to go to the museum and stuff like that. So I feel like I feel that that's uncommon with adult brother, sister, siblings.
I don't know. It's just an art museum near where he lived that we keep trying to go to. He doesn't have a car, so I have to drive down to visit him.
Yeah, that is a rule. One of the siblings also has to always not have a car.
Yeah, has to not have a car.
Only
Who's
one
older?
sibling can have
Who's
a
older,
car.
Elizabeth or Matt?
I'm the older sibling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. So it's always the older sibling driving around little sibling.
Yeah.
All right, 4-3 Akiva
Yeah,
with one to
Matthew,
go.
what are you doing when you're not listening to music?
what do you mean? What am I doing?
Like, what are you listening to?
Listen to tons of podcasts. I'm currently subscribed to, I think, 38 podcasts, which I'm all caught up on all of them.
What a flex. Wow.
Wow. Doesn't have time to learn how to drive, Elizabeth. And you should teach him how to drive.
He knows how to drive. He just doesn't have a car.
Got
Mhm.
it.
Okay. All right. Should we come out? Could you get the hookup for myself and Akiva to throw out the first pitch at your stadium?
Hillsboro Hops, Arizona Diamondbacks affiliate.
Probably, given that they only have a first pitch, like, 2 or 3 times a week. So presumably, if you tried hard enough, it would be not too hard to.
Just probably send them an email and they do it.
Okay. All right. What is it? The Hillsbury Hops?
Hillsboro Hops.
Hillsboro.
Is that
Hillsboro
California?
Hops.
Where is that? Florida?
Arizona,
Oregon.
they said. Oh, Oregon.
They're affiliate of the Diamondbacks.
Ah, okay. Got it. That I mistakenly thought
Never
it
even
was also
heard
in
of
Arizona.
Hillsboro,
Yeah.
Oregon. Okay.
Okay.
It's a
People have
suburb-
wanted us to
suburb of
come to the
Portland.
Pacific Northwest, Akiva, but that's not meeting in the middle.
No. Oh, the middle of something, but sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is that near Forks, Washington?
Not so
Relatively.
much.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't really know where
relatively,
Forks
yes.
is.
Yeah, it's a made
Is
up
it
place.
Fork or Forks?
from the-
Did we ever
yeah.
figure that out, Rob?
I think we were saying Fork. We got fact checked that it was Forks, and we said it was fake, and it is real.
I had no idea that it was fake, honestly. That was
Mhm.
shocking.
It's well, it's.
I mean, that was real.
Yeah,
I had
it
no
was real.
idea it was real. I was
It
shocked.
was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-hour drive to Forks from here.
Would you say it's nicer than Jacksonville?
I mean, most places are nicer than Jacksonville, I'd say.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah. Okay. That the mom in Twilight, her boyfriend didn't play for your minor league affiliate, right?
No.
Okay.
He was
All right.
double A. He's a single A.
Yes. All right. Well, Elizabeth and Matthew, thank you so much. Matthew,
Thanks
did
so
you
much.
have
Very
did you have a hot take for the hot takeoff is going to be around the corner?
Oh, I got a lot of hot takes. I'll come up with some good ones and send them
Anybody
in to
that's
you.
listening and caught up to 38 different podcasts has got some hot takes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Looking forward to hearing them.
Oh yeah. For
Yeah,
sure.
Elizabeth, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you both. Okay. Bye. All right.
Last
so Akiva,
one, 4-3.
Akiva
Rob
takes the lead.
You got a snap call here. You got to have like an insta decision on this one.
Yeah. Okay.
And Karen, is there a tiebreaker if we're tied?
Well, I don't know. I didn't decide that yet. I guess we'll figure out what happens with the next group
Okay.
here.
Okay.
We can bring them in. It's a little surprise here for you. We've got a trio.
A trio. Okay, this is fun.
Okay. All right. All right.
James, Carson, and Grace.
James Carson and Grace.
Now, is
okay.
a throuple on the table here? It's on the table. Okay. They're saying yes.
Okay, but
Yeah.
but we only have the options of dating or related.
We're right. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, so the options are what? 2
No.
out of 3
I mean, are people related or
they
people...
could all be siblings. They could all be together. They could, yeah. So, is there something we can do with this, Rob and Akiva, to make it so there is a tiebreaker? Or that,
I
doesn't
think that
end up
it should
being
be like that. It's sort of like the Clue thing of like who, like in the billiard room with the candlestick, Professor Plum. Like you got to name everything. Point for everything you get right.
Who's in a relationship? Okay.
Yeah.
And I think unless we say the exact same thing,
Yeah.
I think whoever gets this should be the winner since we're only 1 point.
Okay. So whoever gets this is the winner.
All right. So are we not worried about locking in or locking?
No,
in?
we'll guess separately. Like I'll mute or I'll walk away with that.
I love it. Okay, because I have to lock in now.
But then if you get the same answer, well, I guess it'll be really
the same answer. Then it's just a tie, and I win.
It's just a tie.
Then Akiva wins. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So I'll name each of them to give their fun facts.
Okay.
Why don't we just do it in order? James, Carson, and then Grace. Okay. So James, why don't you go first?
Sure. So my fun fact is that every day during high school for lunch, I would have the same exact sandwich. I had a turkey sandwich, lettuce, tomato, cheese every day straight for 4 years.
Some would say that's a not so fun fact.
Not so fun. It's so fun because it's not fun.
Got it.
Okay. All right. What do you think of that sandwich, Akiva?
I can't eat it. It's milk and meat.
All right.
My turn?
Yes.
Yeah, Carson.
Hi, folks. I'm Carson.
Sorry, I combined James and Carson to one word. Okay.
My fun fact is that I worked in an escape room for a summer with McCrae Olsen from Big Brother.
Oh, I bet you got some stories.
Yes, I have plenty from that job.
Now, was this a pre-Big Brother summer or a post-Big Brother summer?
This was post.
Oh,
this
that's a really wild
post.
story.
This was
Yeah.
long post.
Yeah.
McCrae was working in an escape room, so it was a long post.
Okay. All right.
And Grace.
Hi, I'm Grace. My fun fact is that I grew up dancing, like did the whole dance mom thing and did the competitive dance and everything. And I've done it my whole life. Well,
Now, were you the mom or you're the child in this?
I was the kid. I was the kid.
Okay, fine. Did the whole dance mom thing. My sibling used to be very into dance moms.
Yeah. Abby Lee Miller. She's got a new podcast. Not as popular as Suits Yourself, Akiva. The Daily
I
Suits
already, by the way,
recap.
I'm not gonna say my answer, but I already know my answer.
Wow.
I'm I feel pretty better than this in the first 4. Okay. Some of these questions are hard to ask because they're really for duos. Like who's the boss?
Mm-hmm.
Like who's the boss of the three of you?
You can direct
Yeah,
that to
I know.
2 people.
Right. Okay. Carson, can you tell me James and Grace's weirdest quirks?
Sure. Let me think about that for just 1 second. Oh, I got 2 really good ones. Actually. So James is weird because every time that we are like coming together or greeting one another, he just likes to dap you up. It doesn't matter what relationship
like Cassidy
you have with him. That is just what he does. And I think it's an odd greeting. Grace is odd because she'll eat raw sugar. And I'm not talking powdered sugar, but I'm talking raw sugar, like with a spoon.
Okay, so you just like table sugar as opposed to like powdered sugar would be less weird if she ate that solo. This is
table sugar and occasionally brown sugar. That has happened. Yeah.
Wow, look, that's does not discriminate. Okay,
Rob, what do you got?
All right. How about James? What are the weirdest things in your mind about Carson and Grace?
Sure. I would say for Carson, when he goes bowling, he doesn't use like one hand. He's one of those people that does the 2-handed bowling.
Does he throw it like he pushes?
Yeah.
No, it's like more of like I don't know if he leans to one side more, but it's like the 2 hands both pushing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then for Grace, I would say that despite all of her dancing that she's done, she loves to do just like weirdo dancing, like purposely weirdo dancing, like where it's like just like crazy little things or such like that, where it's not like true dancing, but it's like she's definitely capturing the attention of the room.
She danced like no one was watching, but people were watching.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Grace needs to like stay all sugared up to do all the dancing. You ever think about that, guys?
Fine. Let's have Grace answer the same thing since we asked both the fellas the question.
Okay. I would say for James, he likes to have like the simplest form of any snack. So like if he's having like a cracker, he just wants like a salted cracker. Like he doesn't want to like flavor it, or like he doesn't eat like flavored pretzels. He's just like
Well, he does eat the same thing for lunch every day. Also,
Yeah, he's a boring eater.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
He likes the
Not
original,
anymore.
original
James.
Pringles, and do not double stuff the Oreos for him.
No. And then for Carson, I would say that he's really obsessed with the Pitbull song that's like the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn.
Mr. Worldwide.
And if it comes on, he just like can't control himself in any scenario and will just go crazy.
Carson, what do you think about Pitbull?
Don't play the song because I'm gonna go nuts.
Do you think Pitbull has a good chance to play the Super Bowl? Because I know someone who has a big bet on Pitbull playing one of the next 3 Super Bowls.
That would be
and it's not looking great.
Okay. All right. How about this is a question we haven't asked yet. What is the last text that you all sent to each other?
Oh,
let's start with James.
For both of them?
Yeah.
Well, I would say our last text with both of them was about this podcast, was getting ready for that. I can go like one step further back than that, though, if you'd like.
Appreciated. Sure. Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. I would say my most recent text with Carson is about setting up like a potential visit, things such as that. My most recent one with Grace, I feel like I talked a lot about food, but I think it was like talking about what I was eating was what we were talking about. Like
seems to be a big theme with James.
I'm pro food.
Are the 3 of you in a 3-person group chat together?
Okay.
There's a 3-way text with nobody else. Okay.
Okay. Let's go back to the question. Do you ever coordinate outfits or
Rob,
share?
since I'm certain, want to say how you're feeling?
No, let's keep it some mystery in this. Have you ever coordinated outfits or shared clothes?
I can go.
Yes.
I think I've shared clothes with both of them,
Okay.
but not coordinate outfits with either. I don't think.
But I think Akiva, I think I am ready to lock in. Got another question?
Carson, do you have a nickname for James and Grace?
I hate to be another one of those people, but no, I don't really give nicknames out. I wouldn't say that I've got a nickname.
Boy, this is like an anti-nickname podcast.
Yeah.
I'm very pro nickname, Akiva.
It's hard to shorten either of their names.
Akiva's
Yeah,
got
they gotta
so
have
many nicknames.
names that you would make longer, like James, Jimmy, Grace, Gracie. Like it's not, can't really shorten them.
You got me there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Grace, what James and Carson are both bad at, or separately? They don't have to be the same thing.
Their weaknesses.
Okay,
They
give me a
have
second.
How come they all like have 1 second and they have an answer, Rob? Do you think they're like
We just
in the
didn't
same room looking at each
prepare
other?
well. I think.
Are they in the same room? You think?
Akiva's big on the wall colors, but I don't think
I'm
they're in
trying
the
to figure
same
out the
room.
wall colors.
Yeah.
Well, Carson is in a bedroom, and they're James is not in a bedroom. And Grace probably not in a bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say something that James is bad at is that he will wake up like at the literal last minute to do anything. So he'll get there on time, but he'll just like wake up like literally 5 minutes.
Roll out of bed.
Before. Yeah, before
Grace
he has
is
to
literally. I'm trying to think where that's from, though.
go. A what?
I said Grace has like an interesting way to say literally. I'm just trying to. I think I don't know why. I think they're from California. This is just my.
And then something that Carson is bad at. I would say that Carson is bad at cooking. Yeah.
Okay. Carson, you hear
Bad
that?
at cooking. Wow.
That's harsh.
Grace, you want to expand upon your answer? Why is Carson bad at cooking?
I will say I think in the past couple of years he's gotten a lot better at cooking.
Okay.
But I don't know. I guess he just didn't cook much.
No minor
growing
league stadiums are hiring Carson.
up. But it's improved. I will say it's improved. But
You didn't work
it's-
the grill at the escape room, right?
I feel like it's the simplicity.
No, that's what
He likes
McCray
the
did.
rice-a-roni.
Okay.
Grace, what's the biggest fight you've had with one of them? Could be Carson and or James.
One time Carson forgot his passport when we were supposed to be traveling out of the country, and we got in a big fight about that. And so it was very stressful getting to the airport and trying, but we made it, so it's fine. But we got in a big fight about that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. You ready, Akiva?
Yeah, I've had my same answer since about 10 seconds in.
Okay. Yeah, you were there very early. Okay. What are you gonna say?
I think they are 3 siblings, Rob.
Yeah, that I said related also. Should
I
we?
think they have similar schnozzes. I think they have similar noses.
Yes.
For people who are watching, Grace and Carson are blonde. James, I think hair looks.
I'm just not getting couple energy from anybody in the panel.
It's true.
Okay.
Grace and Carson traveling together as adults. I don't know. Maybe.
How about this, Akiva? If we're both right, okay, then the next. I mean, you won, but just for fun, then let's do birth order. Okay.
Yes, we'll do birth order if they're. I agree
Okay.
with that.
All right. Okay. You ready? All right.
right.
Drum roll.
Drum roll, please. This is exciting.
Grace, you want to reveal?
James is my boyfriend and Carson's my brother.
Okay. All right. Boyfriend James. Carson
sense
is
now.
Carson is brother.
Because look at Grace and Carson next to each other. They really they have the same eyebrows, right? Right, Karen? Even I know this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they even laugh together, like kind of in the same way.
Okay, but the wrinkle here is James is Grace's boyfriend. Now, explain like all of like the group chats and stuff like that.
Yeah, by the way, I'm not in a group chat with like my sister's husband and her, you know? Like I'm not at all, but
Yeah, I'll let Carson explain since Carson applied.
I think that we just all really get along. Grace and I grew up together and have been very good friends, you know, despite being siblings. And since they met, you know, I really like James. So we spent time together.
You approve of James. That's good.
We all lived in the same city for a little bit and spent a good amount of time together. And it's a good thing you didn't ask about the birth order, because despite the fact that they're dating, they were born on the same day.
Oh,
wow.
Okay.
That's
wow.
who's
Let's ask
older?
Jenny Autumn. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
okay.
wild. I've never even heard about
Yeah. Well,
that.
what do you do on birthdays? Is this like you have to
You know what's
agree
crazy?
on-
I was
Yeah.
about to ask that question, but then I was like, who am I going to ask it about? But it was literally it's the question 10 on Karen's list. It would have been an all-time question. How do you celebrate birthdays? And they would have been like, well, we all go out for, you know, I don't know. It would have been wild.
Yeah. What do you do?
What do you
like,
do?
do you have to do what both of you want to do?
I feel like we did separate days. Like,
Yeah.
like a day for him and a day for me, but we do have the same birthday. So then sometimes
Who gets
people
the real
think we're
birthday?
twins.
I think on our actual birthday, we weren't together. We, for some reason, couldn't be together that day. So we did her birthday first, like the week beforehand, and then my birthday the week after.
You also said at one point, James, that you have to coordinate visits, which made me feel like it was not a dating situation. But you said that about Carson, not about Grace.
Grace is going to visit Carson next week, so I was chatting to him about that visit.
Is that right about California or no?
Yeah, no. Carson, are you in the Minneapolis area?
We're from Minnesota, Grace and I, actually, but right now I live in Boston.
Rob, you know Carson?
No, but he said that he worked with McCray, who was from Minneapolis.
Did you come to live RHAP, Carson?
No, I was not able to.
Yes.
What the heck?
Yeah. Are you a Mall of America person or a lake person?
Oh gosh, it's nice to have both, but I'd say I'm more of a lake guy.
Such
myself.
a Minnesota answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow. But who's older, Grace or James? Have you figured that out?
Grace
or no?
and James are the same age.
Yeah, but who's older?
In the
Like,
day,
who's
so
born
I
first?
think Grace is technically older. I was born in the evening. I was born at 11 p.m. So
But
towards
Grace,
the end of the day.
you're older than Carson, right?
No, Carson's older than me.
Oh, look at that.
And the ironic thing is, my birthday's only a few days after Grace's, so we shared more birthdays than they had. And when we were growing up, we'd celebrate on the same day.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Okay. And so Carson, you were the listener?
I am the listener. I'm
Okay.
the
And
fan.
then you recruited Grace and James.
I did, because it's so funny that my sister's dating somebody that kind of looks like me.
Yeah. Okay. And then did you have to twist their arms?
No, they're both a ton of fun, and I think we've been looking forward to this.
Okay. Well,
that's
yeah,
great.
thank you all. Anything else to add, James, Carson, Grace?
No,
I'd say that it was also the idea was spurred by like me and Grace have been together and we've run into people who thought I was Carson. We've like they come up to me and big hug. It's like, oh, it's been so long since we've seen you. And I'm
You
like,
don't look
I
that
don't
much
know who
alike.
I was
My
like, I
hair's
don't know who
grown
you
out a
are.
little.
Yeah, Carson's
Yeah.
got long hair.
Yeah.
He didn't used to have long hair, so the long hair has definitely helped. Also,
Show them the
Carson and I-
photos, Grace. Pull up those two.
Oh yeah, I'll show you guys the
Wait,
photos.
are
in
any
a
of you
sec.
in the same house though?
James and I are in the same house right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But Carson and I were in Europe over the summer and got mistaken for dating so many times.
To be fair, we were getting massages.
But that's also like
That-
a little bit
yeah.
interesting, Rob.
But that's not really a brother and sister activity.
Not really a
typically.
brother and
Yeah.
Grace, I have a
Well,
question for Grace.
I'll have the siblings massage. Yeah.
So Grace,
Hold on.
can
Let's
you
see.
tell
Hold on.
us?
Hold on. Grace is showing
Yeah.
us a
Okay,
picture.
that's me and James.
And
Ooh.
hold on.
Oh.
Up.
And then that's me and Carson. And it's just like the same photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but he's like so far out. Carson's like, hey, we are not dating. Whereas
Yeah. So Grace, since you are sort of like the person that sort of connects the two of them, which one is it like a little strange when people mistake the relationship, whether it's with James or with Carson? And if so, which one's a little bit weirder to you?
I feel like the mistaking James for my brother is weirder. But it also happened once by somebody who like really knew us well and like hugged him from behind, thinking that he was Carson. So that one was tough. But the Carson and I tend to just laugh it off. I guess it makes sense. We're young and we're out together. Like,
and
it's understandable.
and she shared clothes with both of them. That's also like that's interesting.
Well, yeah, I just took Carson's like sweats and hand-me-downs growing up.
Okay. Well, Grace, Carson, James, thank you so much for being
Great
here.
job.
Very, very fun.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And congratulations to Akiva, winner of
Wow.
Dating and Related or Related.
Wow. Okay, but really the real winner is KFC because she did it again. They said she couldn't do it. She did it again. Great job. So organized. Went off without a hitch.
Yes. Okay. Wow. Some are calling her the Taylor Swift of RHAP games.
Yes.
Just has such a track record.
Thank you. Well,
Hit
I mean, you've
after
done
hit.
it over and over again, and each time it just gets a little bit more and more organized. Cannot say that's the sort of comments I had on my report card growing up. Is always Karen's distracted. Karen's very disorganized. So this is like some sort of redemption. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
turn
Well,
things around.
you've done it again. Akiva, anything else before we get to the mailbag this week?
No, that was fun. Shout out to all these like siblings, especially for just like being the come with guy or girl, and showing up, because it's a weird ask. Like if you say like, if my siblings were like, hey, you have to do this strange thing, you have to come to the opera with me, it's a great bit, I would be like, no, thank you, that's not my thing. So shout out to the people for coming along.
They're here. Okay. All right. Well, Karen, are you going to stick around for the mailbag this week?
I am. I
Okay.
am. Before we say goodbye to the listeners who are not staying for the mailbag, I do want to make a quick pitch. If that's okay.
Yes.
So you know how I am involved with my online Survivor games, and so I do want to remind the listeners that if they are interested in playing a Survivor game, a video call based one, to please contact me on Twitter at Careplane, KAREPLANE. You'll see it in the tweet about this podcast. Please contact me before September if you can, or early September, and I'll get you hooked up.
Okay.
With
All right.
Napa.
Awesome.
Well, Karen, great job. We will see you in the mailbag. And then for everybody else, don't go anywhere. We've got the second half of our podcast where we're going to listen to listener submitted ideas for any first time listeners out there. You don't want to miss this when we come back right after this.
It's the remix jingle, time for another. Just like the sequel to How I Met Your Mother. Rob and Akiva need a podcast, it's pretty established. Could have any guest like Tiffany Radish. They could take the podcast to great heights, appearing on Seth Meyers. The king of late night, you've given me and Phil hours of laughs. Cause we know that you watched the whole 2 hours of Cats. What? I can't believe how painful it is. I really, really wish that you were taking the piss. That means joking around. That's just British slang, just spin the wheel as fast and furious as you can. It's sublime. I'm running out of things to say when I'm writing these lines. My name's Jack Fox, but I think that it's time to pass the mic to Phil T to spit some rhymes. Go ahead.
Okay, it's Phil and Jack Fox. Rob and Akiva got games like Jack Fox. It's Rob and Akiva need a bing bang. Rob and Akiva need a
right.
So now it's me, Phil T. So pull up a chair and listen to Akiva talk about how he picked up a spare. Come to Rob and Akiva for barrels of banter, not Lizzie McGuire, but I'm dumping a wanker. If you don't go and leave a 5-star review, you can catch these hands back to Timbuktu. Watching S3F7 on HBO. If you hate, then it's L plus ratio. They've gone and watched Seinfeld. They've yet to watch Ska. I'm talking to my 2 dads. Well, where's my mom? Where's my mom, dads? Dads, where's my mom?
All right, that's the mailbag song from Jack Fox featuring Phil T. And here we are after we just got done with a little dating or related. And so, Uncle Kiwi, we got still here with us. Of course, the legend, KFC, Karen from Canada is here. Brothers Brooks and Trevor are here. Matthew, who listens to 38 different podcasts. And then also we have Matt and Taylor are still here with us. Welcome to the mailbag.
First of all, shout out to Taylor for being the only, or I guess one of the only loved ones to stick around. I did think Matt was getting into the mailbag rap, and I think Taylor's having second thoughts about like maybe her entire life.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. All right. Akiva, what's going on?
So we had we took a 5-minute break and we had a little bit of a revelation during that break.
Yes.
Matthew, one of our guests, pointed out to me that we have been on a podcast together 5 times before.
This is the 5th podcast I've recorded with Keith.
Okay.
He is our Arizona Cardinals guest every year on 32 Fans. Apparently, we have been on videos together before. Like I said, I didn't lie. I'm face blind. I did not. Well, his voice now, of course, sounds very familiar. He was the first of our 32 guests this year because the Cardinals are the worst team in the NFL. Spoiler. But I didn't even come close to picking up on it. But we talk about the Arizona Cardinals. We don't talk about his love life or his siblings. So I wouldn't have known if he was dating or related to anybody just from that. But it is funny. I did not recognize.
Yes, that Matthew is wearing a Cardinals. Is that a
Now
bandana? Yeah,
that's a headband. Yeah,
headband. Okay, all right. I was going to ask you some Cardinals questions. About to go back and listen to your 32 Fans episode.
They're very bad.
Yeah, very, very, very.
Yeah,
bad.
but should I be drafting Kyler Murray in a super flex fantasy league?
No.
Yeah, I mean he's not going to be back until November. Anyways, so
clog up the bench. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway. All right. So Akiva, you told me that we had some big news to talk about.
We did? I don't think I said that.
Is that the big news?
Yeah, that was the big news.
Podcast with Matthew. Okay, maybe you oversold the news.
I thought it was funny. It was funny if you were here for the revelation that I didn't.
That I was told. Oh, we have some big breaking news to talk about.
Something funny happened.
And I was like, I better not even look at Twitter because I don't want to get spoiled if we have big news to talk about.
I was talking to Matthew as if I had no idea who he was, and he very clearly knew who I was. I thought it was funny, but oh well, tough crowd, I guess.
All right,
but some of our guests do have.
Yeah, it was just oversold.
Oversold. All right.
Yeah.
Some of our, at least 2 or 3 of our remaining guests do have mailbag pitches, so we will rely on them today instead of from the actual mailbag a little bit. So Brooks, I think you said you had something.
All right, hold on.
You want
Let's
to
go
go
to
first?
number one.
Number one.
All right, Brooks, the Warren Buffett of the reality stock watch.
I don't know who Warren Buffett is, but okay.
Whoa!
Oh boy, the Oracle of Omaha.
Damn.
All
I
right.
bet Warren
Maybe
Buffett
that.
knows who Brooks is.
Yeah, where we're gonna meet him in the middle. Yes.
Listen,
okay.
Rob, I want someone who is focused on reality TV and not random names of old billionaires. So I respect it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I have.
Let's call him the Pikachu of investing. Okay. Can I put it that way?
I like it.
Brooks.
All right.
Number
Go,
one.
bro.
What do you got?
So I had 2 sequel pitches. I don't know if this will both be number one, but it's been a while, I think, and I would appreciate another lesson from Phil T on Gen Z slang.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can Phil T come back and teach us about any other?
Are there a lot of new words you think we don't know?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
I bet there are. Didn't he do it? Haven't we done 2 with Phil T though?
Yeah.
We did. So
But it has been a while.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if Phil has.
If Phil is
tell
up
us.
for it, but I wonder
Yeah.
maybe is there something beyond slang? Like, is there anything else that we could be like learning about, like just generally from young
Yeah.
people?
Because we're getting older, Rob. But the kids, they stay the
Yeah.
same age. So
Yeah.
I think things like skinny jeans are dead. Explaining things like that'd be interesting to me.
Yeah. Because I would like to know, like, what are the next and upcoming fads? So I don't know if like Phil, or maybe like Phil T, maybe he could talk to some young people and then report back to us.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Maybe TikTok Nicole could be involved too. Like, what are
We
the
might
youth
be
doing?
just like aged out, like too old to even talk to like very
It's
young
possible.
people.
We're not
But
allowed
Phil,
to. We got to be safe.
Phil could be a
people. We
middle
can't even talk to the
person.
kids.
Mhm.
I love
Okay.
that
Not
idea,
a bad
Rob.
idea.
All right.
And what else
We'll
you got,
see,
Brooks?
see if Phil's up for it. Okay.
Cool. And then the other one of my favorite episodes was the Oregon Trail. I know sequels have been discussed before, but just wanted to bring that back into the conversation.
Yeah, where do we stand on that, Akiva?
We tried some of the fake versions of it.
Yeah.
And
could we make Matthew? What if we had a video game to go from where Akiva and I start in New York and get all the way to Oregon?
Yeah, and then the final thing of the game is I make you a burger. That's the
video game.
Post credit scene.
there is like a trucking game. I forget what it's called. That I tried to play. That's supposedly I think that would be a fun game. Like maybe you would drive across country and we just banter the whole time. And people said it was good, and I I got it, and I couldn't leave the lot. I still am stuck in the parking lot, and I tried 4 different times. I need to hire a coach for this driving game, but maybe you'd be good at it. I forget the name of it. I could look it up after, but basically
sounds like
you have
Missy
to make
Baylor.
stops. You have to make a stop. You have to go around the country making stops. You could do different routes, but maybe Rob and Akiva drive cross country or something.
Some sort of trucking game. All right. Well,
Or
what do we do? Put that in the waiting room, or just ask any listeners if they have any submissions for what
same type of thing.
Yeah,
a
we'd be
game we could
looking
play,
for
essentially.
another Oregon Trail-esque game to play.
Right.
They
Yeah.
did.
Or
If I
play the actual computer game, not play a live action version of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Trevor, you had something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I remember seeing something and I just looked it up. As at the end of last year, they came out with an updated version of the Oregon Trail game with better graphics.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
All
if
right, maybe we could try that.
New Oregon Trail. How good are the graphics?
They're still pretty poor, but it refers to 3D.
Okay. We'll see. Oregon Trail gets a new thing after 52 years. That's how long?
Is that old? That is a
Mhm.
very. I didn't even know they had computers 52 years ago. That's old.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty wild. All right.
But I've heard of Warren
Let's
Buffett.
go to number 2.
Number 2.
I think Matt had something for us.
Yes.
Let's
Matt
see.
of Matt and Taylor.
And I know Taylor has some
Nothing
ideas also.
for us.
I have no idea what's going on. So
Matt, can you give Taylor the elevator pitch of what this podcast is, please? I'd like to hear it.
Basically, it's two guys that spin a wheel, and
So far.
the wheel decides what they're going to podcast about in the next episode.
Okay.
But how do things get on the wheel, Matt?
The listeners submit them, and then they decide if it goes on the wheel.
Oh, okay.
And give 3 examples of things we've done before, Matt.
Oh no, just put me on the spot. Well, Who's My Honey? They've done.
Yeah, that
They've
one
done,
you sent me. I watched that.
What's in the Box, and they've done a white elephant, like a virtual white elephant during Christmas time.
Oh, that's
or the
fun.
holiday season. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a holiday tradition. Okay. All
All
right,
right, Matt, what's your
let's hear
idea?
what Matt came up with.
All right, so my idea is another game show. It's called Rob and Akiva Figure It Out, and it's a game show from 90s Nickelodeon. Basically, there's a panel of 4 people, and then a guest comes on, and they have like a unique talent or skill. And so I guess like Trevor would be a perfect example of like I did the longest bungee jump. And then they have to fill in the blanks with yes or no questions.
Well, hold on. Trevor, he likes NASCAR, but he did not do.
Not
the
Trevor.
longest one.
I don't remember his name.
Yes. Yes.
But
wait, exactly. So what do you mean fill in the blanks? Could you just how does it go? So yeah,
it would be like I blank 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 blank, and then you'd ask yes or no questions. So you'd be like, "Is this a talent?" And then they'd say no. And then if you say one of the words, it pops up on the board. It's kind of hard to explain without seeing an episode, but it was pretty popular when it aired.
I think it might be tough if it's that visual in terms of like trying to like solve it sounds like there's like a sentence that needs to be like unlocked.
We need a graphic on screen, it sounds like.
You can modify it so it's not so visual.
Yeah, in the show they have like a graphic, like a Family Feud style board where it would flip over if like you said, "Oh, did you do something the longest?" And then the longest would pop over if you said one of the words that's in the sentence.
Yeah, I do. I think there's. It could be fun if you have like trying to get to what the random thing might be. I just like worry about on the podcast about how we, for people who are listening, how are they following along to? I guess like they hear like a noise, like we've unlocked a word and it's the 3rd word and it's blank. So I think it's doable. But we definitely need somebody like to run it.
Yeah, we would need someone to do it, but I don't think it's that visual that it's a deal breaker. I think I think
what's the name of the show?
Figure it out. How about Rob and I this week? We'll check out a clip of it.
We'll figure it out. Okay.
Also, too, you could do it how you guys did the password, where you could, because that's how they did it on the show in Nickelodeon. Like it would come up what they did, so the listeners would know what you guys are trying to guess.
Yes. Okay.
The listeners already know. I like that, Matt. I like that pitch. We're not listening for a second. Whispered to the listeners, so they already know what we're trying to guess. I think that makes more sense.
Okay. Figure It Out was hosted by Summer Sanders. Yeah. Okay. And it aired for 233 episodes on Nickelodeon.
That's a game show. That's like 1 year, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Ran from
what is Summer Sanders known for? Do you know, Rob?
I want to say, was she a softball player?
No, she won 4 medals at the '92 Barcelona Olympics.
For what?
Swimming.
Okay. All right. There you go. I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't. All right. Summer Sanders. She appeared in Jerry Maguire also.
Yeah, it was that time.
Yes, and also she appeared on. I knew it was also. She appeared on the 3rd season of
The
Uncle
Apprentice?
Kiwi's favorite, Celebrity Apprentice.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, apparently she did. She did not go super far. I think she got like middle of the pack. All right.
All right. Solid pitches. All right. Any of our other guests? Matthew, you have something for number 3?
Okay, number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, so my pitch is also another game show. It's a British game show. It's called Would I Lie to You? And the premise basically is that, you get a panel, which would probably be you guys and maybe 2 guests, and you guys come up with a bunch of, true things from your life, and then the host comes up with a bunch of like fake things, and then on the show, you're given either a true thing or a fake thing, and you have to read it for the first time live on the podcast. Then everybody asks you questions about it, and it's to test whether you're lying or telling the truth.
Can you give us an example, Matthew? Can you pretend you were on the panel? What would you read out?
I'd read out that, like I might read out like, I've thrown up in 6 countries, right? And then obviously that's true, but you'd ask a question, you'd be like,
Obviously.
oh, have you been to all these countries, or why are you always throwing up or whatever, right? And you'd ask these questions, and you'd ultimately be trying to guess whether or not that's the truth. But the twist is that for the lie, the person reading it has never seen it before. They have to read it out for the first time. So it's like testing their sort of ability to improv and think on the fly.
Okay, Karen, I feel like your wheels are turning.
What do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's sort of like 2 truths and a lie sort of thing, like where you're trying to weed out what's the truth and what's not. I think it's you'd have to the person or the people who are going to produce this or whoever, they're going to have to come up with some things that are sort of neutral, where you can't have to be an expert on that subject. Throwing up in 6 countries, that's something you could probably improv about or just like spontaneously talk about. But yeah, you can't have just like random, very like niche kind of things.
Yeah. So
that's not as fun.
Right. So like you have how many different things, Matthew, that would be like true things?
I mean, the way that the show works is that I think everybody does 2.
Those 2, and then we are giving you a third one. This is kind of interesting, Akiva. So people are coming in with 2 fun facts, and then they're being given a third random fun fact that
and then
they are trying to have to like. I've been in the space program for 10 years.
I like it. We need someone to run this type of game, but I think in general, I think this is fun. I think these game pitches from today are probably podcast worthy. So
yeah, 2 truths and a new lie. Yeah,
it's a little bit similar to 2 truths and a lie, but that was fun. We could do something similar here.
And to refresh my memory, we have done that.
2 truths and a lie, yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. We're at the point in 233 episodes where
for sure. No, I don't remember
fuzzy on 2 truths. But that is an episode of this podcast that we've done.
I believe
so. Or are you lying? Or are you just going on fine?
Let's see. I'm asking Google because, like you said, here, the human tournament. Maybe we haven't done 2 truths and a lie.
Yeah. Let me ask ChatGPT what happened on that episode.
Yeah, it's a good question. But I thought, but isn't its memory still only like 2021 or something?
What happened?
Trevor, do you have one for number 4, by the way, or no?
No, I only had that crappy movie number 1.
Okay.
Which I think you guys are sleeping on, but.
All right, then Akiva, let's go to the regular mailbag. Okay. Here we go.
Number 4.
All right. Yeah, this is ideas from Griffin's dad. Griffin says this is a great idea. Listeners submit their regrets that they're most sorry for, things that they're too afraid to admit or fess up about, and Rob and Akiva come up with the best ways for them to apologize, or they apologize for said listener to save them from embarrassment. Example being, I dropped my wife's toothbrush in the toilet, and I didn't get to tell her before she used it. I don't know if it's a real example. Don't cancel Griffin's dad. Just an idea. Let's get Taylor. Taylor looks horrified here at that example. Do you have anything that you want to apologize for? Do you have any big regrets, Taylor, from life, other than coming on this episode? Do you have any regrets that you'd like? Let's test this out.
Oh God, I can't think of anything like goofy. Everything's like more serious. Like things I like feel like I need to atone for. I can't think of anything like funny. Like,
we could do that on Yom Kippur. Yeah, we could have like the Atonement Day podcast. Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
will it get too serious though? Where people will be like I was driving once and I killed someone on the street.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, could it get too sad?
How is this different than the advice podcast that I heard that was pitched before, where you had to like decide what people are going to do?
Mm-hmm.
Feels the same.
Well, this isn't a game. This is basically. I think this is
mean,
more
it sounded like
structured
at
answer.
first, like we were sort of like consoling people of like that people had like regrets of like, I I never got to go to this I never got to ride Splash Mountain before they rebranded it. And we're like, it's okay.
Wait, they rebranded Splash Mountain and I missed it? Wait,
Yeah, they
so
are.
this is the idea though is called sorry sack. So I think a big part of it is
You
saying
can
I'm
stuff
sorry.
your sorries in a sack, mister.
Exactly. I think that's what they were getting at here. And I do think maybe the reason why I read it was because I wondered if we could sort of pre-screen a couple of the people, and maybe it would be like, I slapped my sister when we were 8 years old and I regret it, or I cheated at Monopoly. And basically we had the sister come on the podcast and they basically apologized live to the people they brought.
I mean, that's a tall producing task.
I think it's doable for a couple of them. Like some of them will just be reading, but like 2 or 3 of them, maybe we have the person apologizing to the person in their life. That to me is what made it more interesting.
Veering into like Jerry Springer territory.
This will be pretty mild. It's not going to be like the night before your wedding. Like, it's not going to be.
I have a regret. I cheated on my wife. I'm like, oh, hey, let's bring your wife out right
now.
Yes.
Robbie. That would be great.
So, yeah, I don't know if there's enough there. I thought like we were going to try to like help people get over their regrets.
I think we will.
You want to reconcile things.
I think both. I think we could do a little bit of both.
What if people were just sharing their biggest regrets?
But I think it could be a little depressing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like people that got like bad tattoos. Did we ever do bad tattoos? That's another
People
one.
wanted us to. We never did.
Yeah. Akiva, that I'm starting to worry about my recollection because I think that I've reached a point where I've put like too much like nonsense into my brain that things are falling out because recently I went to go tie a tie and I just stood in front of the mirror. Yeah.
That's supposed to be muscle memory. I haven't tied a tie in 10 years.
I don't know how to do
and
this.
I feel like I could do it, Rob.
And now I think I'm starting to forget RHAP episodes.
Yeah, honestly, and you're the one between the two of us that would remember.
I know, but now there's 233. I don't think that the human brain can remember this many
but
things.
That's how many podcasts you're doing a month at this point.
Yeah, I don't have to remember all of them.
Yeah, we do. That's why we need a fact checker. Like, Kirsten, we need a different person every week, basically. Like, someone who like knows the stuff we've done.
So I would do a regret podcast.
I just wonder if it would be too dark. I think we need it where it's not like I don't mind 1 or 2 that are like a little bit of downers. Taylor, did you think of anything in the meantime?
I feel like bad tattoos and not that serious regrets.
Right. Like, yeah, no crimes, nothing that'll make us cry.
Should you put that on the super form?
Yeah, we could put it on the super form.
Okay, if you have enough regrets. Okay.
Yeah.
Then let's do number 5.
Okay.
Number 5.
All right, a couple of episodes that are sort of circling the wheel that we have updates on. We had a lot of interest in my craziest year. A bunch of people said I would like to. I guarantee I could win. We had a lot of interest in people sort of pitching their craziest year. Maybe we have someone pre-screen. We have 5 people come on and they all pitch like why they had the craziest year.
Okay.
What do you think about this?
Look, I saw Nick Fishman talking about that he could beat anybody in that, so I'm up for it. I do think that the Facebook group is probably a good place to sort of like flesh out some of these things where we're talking about. I don't know, is there enough there? Instead of like going into the super form, that we should just start a thread in the Facebook group, and then people are kicking around.
The only thing I don't like, maybe I'll make a form there. The only thing I don't like is like if people are spoiling the stuff from on the podcast already and spoiling us with their answers.
I'm not too worried about that, where it's like if we're saying is there enough stuff there, then I feel like that should be the next step. There should be a Facebook thread. And I don't know if we want to have somebody in the Facebook group that's sort of like in charge of like Rob and Akiva said, is there enough there for regrets? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, but for this one, I got enough messages that I think we already have.
Why I'm saying that is because in the Facebook group, Nick Fishman was talking about how like, look, I've got that they should definitely do that, and there was then conversation around that. So that's where it like
I hear you.
Just
but I also got
to be
I meant
on the
DMs
wheel.
and stuff.
Yeah,
got it. So what do you think? Do you think that should be on the wheel?
Sure, if there's enough to do
No,
it.
only if you're excited about it. Are you going to be like, what are we doing next week? Really? My craziest year? I don't care about that.
Look,
then I want to do it.
People, and what's to get? People say they have crazy years, and Nick says he has the craziest year. So
Should we wait till the end of the year? Is it like a weird time to do it now?
No, because I don't think is my craziest year is like 2012.
Well, some people will probably be 2023, but I feel like they're not even,
For a lot of people, it's
three-quarters of the
probably
way done yet.
2016.
2020 was pretty nuts.
Yeah. But
so, yeah. How about let's wait? I think we should do it
Okay.
like more of an end of the year thing. But someone remind me. We'll put it on the wheel.
I think I don't think it needs to be.
You think it should go now? Okay,
Because I
fine.
think it's people saying that their craziest year is this year.
It's not necessarily people saying their craziest year is this year, right? But why are we talking about it now in September? It's a random thing to talk about in September.
But I think it's people are talking about 365 days. I don't know if it's people are talking about calendar year. Let's find out. Let's find out and come back next week.
I thought we
All right.
established that it has to be a calendar year.
It has to be?
That's what we said on the last podcast. We said it should be a calendar year.
Okay. All right. I wanna
Chester's
go back-
head is exploding now.
I want to go back to Matthew's idea. What do you think of the name Two Truths and a Line?
I like it.
Like,
Especially if we've never done Two Truths and a Lie. No, it's good. It's good. I like the idea, and people don't know the British game show well enough that it's like a brand we need to put in the title of the episode. So I like
Do you want to put that on the wheel?
Yes. Yeah, we could put that on the wheel. But
Okay.
actually, give it 2 weeks, because we need to find someone to host that and come up with the thing. So give that a week. But yes.
Okay. All right. So we're looking for somebody to put together Two Truths and a Line.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the other thing, before we spin the wheel, this is also a Nick Fishman idea. So he pitched us a mole idea, and then he went into he went to the listeners and got feedback for that. So let me tell
that
you.
idea, just to reset, we were talking about that there was going to be like 4 or 5 people on the panelists. Each of them were going to be hosting a game and
Yes.
participating in the other people's games, but one person is trying to tank the podcast.
Yes,
and
one
then we
person is
have
tanking
to
the podcast.
we have to figure out who is just trying to ruin the podcast.
Okay, so here's the condensed version from Nick. Okay, so games, or it could be a lecture, it could be anything. They're
Yes.
not necessarily all games. It could be, someone could give like a speech they're something they're an expert in, or a funny story, whatever. 4 to 5 people are doing this. Okay, and like you said, the players are playing the basically Nick will help create a topic, like a lesson for that topic or something like that. One person's the mole trying to be the bad teacher, the student. He says money will be earned for succeeding at the quiz, the game. Money earned for the mole for each failure. At the end, all players in Rob and Akiva will vote for who they think are the mole. Sliding scale for prize money based on how many correct votes there are.
Well,
I forgot.
thought-
Nick is giving money to the winners here.
Oh, he's giving money. Well, I guess if he's giving money, I guess he has some say. But I kind of liked what we were talking about, that we're going to play 4 different games that were going to be made.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be 4 different games. The person's game is Nick has to help the person. The person can't try and be not bad. The person who's the mole has to do certain things that Nick told them to do, both in the other people's games and make his own game or her own game especially bad. But other than that, I think we should simplify it, Nick. But other than that, I'm very in on the mole. I think it's a good idea.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna wait on that also.
We can put it on the wheel, I think. But if you want to wait, we could wait to iron it in.
Okay. Let's just get to
a lot of game ideas.
A lot of
Got
game
like 5
ideas.
circles.
If Nick is going to be putting up the money, I want to make sure that he's on board with this also.
Okay, fine. Fair enough.
Did Nick say a dollar amount, Akiva?
He didn't. He did not tell me a dollar amount, but he had a crazy year. Maybe part of that was winning the lottery and he's rich. I don't know.
Maybe. It's got to be at least $70.
At least $70, Nick. You heard that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. I was figuring.
Right?
somewhere in the
Panelists, would
100
you
range.
play? Would you try to win? Okay, Karen would.
AFC's in for 70.
I mean for Karen,
Matthew's
that's like
in.
$100 Canadian, right?
100 Canadian, yeah.
I said just make it an even 100.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
for
make it
Canadian
even
listeners, it is 100. So
There's a lot of inflation in podcast games these days. You can't
Mhm.
just go $20 anymore.
Okay. All right.
All
So
right.
let's talk about what's on the wheel right now. Okay. Boy. Taylor, if your head wasn't spinning yet, wait until you hear what else.
How about you say the ideas and Taylor has to give a guess on what some of them are? Should we do
Okay.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor, you have to
that's
guess
fine.
what the
Okay.
object of the game is.
Okay. All right, Taylor, let's start off with an easy one. Okay, we have an idea on the wheel called Mount Rush Less. What do you think that idea is?
Mount Rushmore. So maybe some like people who definitely shouldn't get like a memorial in that kind of way.
Worst presidents, you're saying? Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily presidents, but like any like public figure that like
I'll-
shouldn't.
Yeah, we're ranking the worst 4 of things. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay. All right.
I went a little too specific on that
A
one.
little too specific. Okay. All right. How about I don't know. A lot of these are kind of pretty pretty much self-explanatory. Hey, Rob and Akiva have a multiverse.
And it's a game.
In some ways.
Is it like a choose your own adventure kind of thing? You guys give each other ideas of what you want to do.
She's basically right.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna have people like write a verse of a story, and then the next person is gonna continue on. We're gonna have 10 verses of the story. I think they're all gonna be RHAP super guests, people with multiple RHAP appearances. So yeah, okay.
So I could come back and do that eventually.
If you wanted to come back, Matt, look what you started.
Matt, we turned her into super. Matt, you're not invited, but we turned.
She's gonna start listening to it and kick me right out.
All right. What about pranks for the memories is on the wheel?
I mean, I would think it would be some prank that's gonna be like probably horrible for the person doing it, but will be a great like a type 2 fun kind of thing that you talk about later on.
A type 2 fun?
Type 2 fun?
Yeah.
She's a therapist. She's a therapist. Remember that.
What's type 2 fun? Are we having are we having type 1 fun?
Yeah,
I would think
rank
so,
the funds for us, please, Taylor.
Yeah.
Type 1 fun is when you're having fun while you're doing something, and afterwards when you're telling the story about it, it was fun. Like when you were doing it and after. Type 2 fun is while you're doing it, it is not fun. But when you're telling about it, it was fun. So like a marathon would be a good example.
Yeah.
While you're running a marathon, that's grueling. But after, it's like, oh, that's
or
fun.
riding a roller coaster.
Is there type 3 fun?
I'm afraid to ask.
I don't know. I'm only aware of type 1 and type 2.
Okay.
I like that we're learning something in the middle.
Yeah, I think this was type. Maybe type 3 fun is when you had fun,
but the
and it's fun
person's
after, but also
expense.
and other people had fun too.
Well, I think that could be type 1 if everyone had fun in the moment.
DSM 6.
Okay. All right. Karen, was putting this together type 1 or type 2 fun for you?
Question.
Type 1 for sure.
Okay.
Some of the past episodes might have seemed more type 2, but this was for sure type 1.
Type 1 is both, right? So yeah, this has been type 1 fun for me. Yes. Okay. Yeah, but listeners are going to then pitch us why we should prank their loved one, and then we'll pick the best one and do that prank. Okay.
You guys are gonna carry out the prank?
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
We're the prank boys.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. We also have season 3, episode 7, Fishbowl. Akiva, have you seen that Frasier reboot is pretty close to launch? I think coming in October.
I do. People were tagging us. Do you have a guess what the season 3, episode 7 Fishbowl is, Taylor?
I have absolutely no idea.
Well, this one's pretty self-explanatory. We have a fishbowl with ping pong balls in it.
Yep.
And on each ball has the name of a random television show, and if that comes up, we watch season 3, episode 7 of that television show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. Okay.
And with no context, like you've never seen the rest of the show.
Sometimes
before?
no. Sometimes we have a
have.
guest to tell us. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
But no context of the first 2.5 seasons yet.
Yep. We've got a coin flip. We've got the crappy movie diaper. That's self-explanatory. Guest choice. That might be tricky today. We have oops all mailbag. Can you guess what that is, Taylor?
All mailbags. Oh, so the whole thing is just pitches for the.
Just all ideas.
You got it, Taylor. You are a fast learner.
You guys are converting her.
You're a type 1 learner.
Okay, listener's
type 1
choice. Okay, I rate sins, not tragedies. Can you guess what that episode is?
By the way, I can't, and I'm on. And my name is in the title of the show. I don't know what it is.
I rate sins, not tragedies.
Rate sins.
Oh, I rate sins, not tragedies.
Mm-hmm.
maybe like how bad something is that
Yeah, we're
someone
gonna like people are
does?
gonna tell
You
us
know
about their sins. Yeah.
I'm realizing now that the pitch in the mailbag was a little too similar to Irate Sins, like the regrets. It's very
I don't
similar.
think no regrets and sins are not the same.
Well, a lot of sins are. I mean,
I think
like,
that we're
you
talking to
regret
the
sins.
we're talking to the sinners and trying to make them feel better.
I know, but I think regrets is pretty.
All right, fine. Then
similar.
put it in the sequel mechanism, maybe, and then we'll irate regrets. Okay.
Irate regrets.
Yeah. Rob and Akiva have a
yeah.
draft. We're going to draft different things. Multiverses.
Mhm.
We talked about Mount Rushless. Life hacks is there. Pranks for the memories. And Akiva, I do have Mole Hunt already on the wheel.
Okay, perfect. Then it's on the wheel. But let's say it's not eligible for next week, just so Nick might have to work a second job to raise the cash for the $1,000 prize. I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know.
had a weird year.
Give him one more week, but yes.
All right. So now we're going to bring in the wheel. And so we'll be able to do that here with all of our friends to see the wheel. Okay. So let me bring this on the screen and we'll spin our wheel to see what comes up in episode number 234. All right. Okay. So let's see what comes up. Okay.
Oh, what happened to the pet pageant?
Oh, I know. Did the pet pageant make it on the wheel?
No, I was just thinking, do we want to do it? It's in the waiting room.
Yeah, let's just get the panel to weigh in on the pet.
Yeah. Pet pageant's pretty self-explanatory. Should we have a pageant of listeners' pets? And basically, like, it'll be maybe the 5 pets or whatever, and they'll have to compete in various activities. And we'll name a Renat Pet of the Year.
Is that not too visual?
Trevor's got us there. I mean, listen, people could watch the video once in a while. Did we lose Rob here?
This is my podcast now.
Okay.
I will spin the wheel.
So, all right. Rob was about to spin the wheel. You know what else is in the wheel waiting room? Who's it? Saw Patrol. That's when let me pitch things to Taylor. Okay. Saw Patrol, Taylor. So a few weeks ago we did Barbenheimer, where Rob went to Barbie, I went to Oppenheimer the first night, and then we both told each other about it. We hadn't seen the other movie. So the pitch here is Saw Patrol, where one of us will go to the movie Saw and one of us will go to the Paw Patrol movie, and then we'll tell each other about them.
I didn't know Paw Patrol was coming out with a movie.
But you seem very excited about it. It's type 1 fun, Paw Patrol.
Well, I think they're very, very different.
That's
movies.
the bit, Taylor. It's the bit that Saw Patrol is very different.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I think my browser locked up. I had not had that issue before.
All right. I kept it going for a few
You kept it
seconds,
going.
Rob.
You kept it going. Yeah.
Everyone
Okay.
spin the wheel.
All right. So let me just bring that up again, because I think that's trying to spin the wheel was what caused my browser to crash in the first place. So
we have one other thing we have waiting is a potential KFC joint. We don't have to do it right now, but ad endings, right, was another idea she had pitched.
Yeah. Karen,
What
is
do you think
that
about that,
still
KFC?
in the hopper?
Yeah, like I told Akiva I didn't want to put it on the wheel while this was still like we hadn't done this one yet, right? I only want to do produce one at a time. So
Makes sense. Do you want a few weeks?
Pardon me?
Do you want a few weeks break here before we put it on the wheel?
That would be great. A few weeks.
Give her a few
in
weeks
case
break.
It comes up
Okay.
again soon.
Yeah. All right.
And
So we'll
I
put
don't
it on
want to
the
say
wheel
it's
like
like a pretend. I do want to be the one to host that one. So let's not say potential. Like that is I would like to be the one to host that one.
No, for sure. I bet potential.
Good
Like
news. Nobody
don't
else
do it.
is vying for it.
Yeah.
KFC.
But yeah, in terms of timeline, yeah, give me a few weeks. Like let's say
Perfect.
end of September. Let's put
Okay.
it on.
Perfect.
Pet pageant, I'm like medium on. I think
You don't want to know who has the most talented and aesthetically pleasing pets?
I think I want to hear. I'm not convinced
With
yet.
the pink
I
snake?
think it's potential, but I'm like I said, medium. I'm feeling
Who had the pink snake? Do we remember?
Elizabeth?
Yeah, Elizabeth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not eligible.
Is it talented though, Matthew?
No, not so much. It kind of just sits around and occasionally eats a rat, which is very disgusting.
Gross. No,
As
thank
Mother Nature intended. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can get this wheel to spin here for episode number 234. Here we go. Okay, round and round she goes, and
Makes me a little dizzy.
Yeah. Okay. What's this say? Is that pranks for the memories?
It is pranks for the memories.
Pranks for the memories. All right. So next week, Akiva, and we should probably like in 2 parts. We're gonna need listeners to write in and say like who we should prank and what the prank should be. Then we gotta execute on the prank.
Okay. So yeah, we haven't even solicited prank ideas yet. So I got to get going on this.
Yes.
But yeah, if you have any prank ideas, look out for a form Monday morning. We got to prank people. We're going to be the prankers, the prank brothers, and come up with some fun pranks, and we'll prank people.
Yeah. Okay. So if you got somebody that you want us to pull one over on, okay, then come up with your ideas for what you want us to do, and then also who we're going to do it to, and then we'll try to get that all together for next week's episode. All right. For our panel here, anybody have anything they want to promote or tell people to check out? Brooks, is there a plaque of you on realitystockwatch.com that people should go look at that?
There's no plaque, but you can go admire the all-time leaderboard.
Is it close? Like, is the second person like in any?
Yeah, I may not be the top for much longer.
Oh my God!
The person in second is currently beating me in PB25. So
okay, and you know this person?
No, I mean I see their name. I don't know who it is.
Yes,
Taryn should meet you. You're like a celebrity, Brooks.
I'd love to meet Taryn.
Okay. All right. We'll see if we can make that happen one day. All right. All right. Then, Karen, thank you so much for putting this all together.
Amazing job as per
usual. Once
having
again.
me on. This was great. I'm curious as to whether or not you'd want to do this again.
Absolutely. I mean, not like
this was
not
great.
like next week, but eventually, absolutely, yes. I would for sure do this again.
Yeah.
I think it was even smoother than Who's My Honey, which was fun too.
Yeah,
an all-timer. These keep getting better and better. Just a reminder to the listeners to go play Siblings Are Dating on the Facebook group, 2023 edition.
Okay. All right, Karen, thank you so much. Akiva, what do you have coming up this week?
We're finally recording a new NGOG. That's out. 32 fans. We got up to the Jets. We had the Broncos this week. We had a lot of other teams. That's really rolling. We're well past halfway done with those, so check those out. Our own Matthew Bryan right here was the Cardinals guest. That's the 32nd worst team in the NFL. And I think we had Chappelle and Jason Reed on the Ravens episode.
Oh, yeah,
week.
Matt, you should check it out.
I'm not sure if that's come out as we've spoken.
I have not seen it in my feed.
So spoilers for the guests, but that should be there. And we got Jordan Parhar and Ian Rosenblum on the Cowboys. So we got some nice guest duos coming up.
Okay. All right. Well, we've got a lot of great stuff over on Robin's podcast. In addition to all of the Big Brother, you could also catch Chappelle and I talking about Suits every day on Suits Yourself. Akiva Wienerkur says it's a good bit. So check that out over on suitspodcast.com. And then over on post-show recaps, Josh Wigler and I get together every week to talk about a movie that came out 30 years ago over on 30 Years Greater, the world's favorite feel-good, feel-old podcast. And this week we're talking about The Sandlot. 30 years ago, The Sandlot
Love
came
it.
out.
One of my favorite movies from childhood.
Yes. The Athletic had a big write-up this week about these 30 years since The Sandlot debut.
Mike, have you shown it to your kids yet, Rob?
Yes. It's actually my wife's one of her favorite movies, and she has shown it to my children from a very young age.
Yeah, kids really like it. The Babe is a little scary for some kids. He would probably not win Kid of the Year.
Scary?
Yeah, people. I remember I was scared of the Babe. Probably
You're scared of Babe Ruth. Why? Because he was a Yankee?
No, the dog,
Matt.
the Babe. Not the dog. Isn't the dog's name Babe?
No, the dog is named the Beast.
The Beast. Sorry. The Beast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you're right. I'm sorry,
Mr. Beast.
The Beast
to you.
is, yeah. Yeah. But all right, I take it back.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much for joining us here for Dating or Related. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.